We're sweating.
Oh my god.
He is both the color and shape of a pumpkin.
We're
Okay,
live.
we're live. We're live.
Oh my god.
Jesus
Let's
Christ.
join Cal in his adventures in dating life.
All right. Hello,
Oh,
everyone.
man.
Hello, everyone. Classic as always, 5 to 7 minutes late. Welcome
But your
to
laptops
Advantage
are
in
plugged
Paradise.
in.
Yes, all my laptops are plugged in, so I will not be
Woohoo.
running around my apartment 10 minutes into the stream. Okay. Welcome to Advantage in Paradise, Monday nights. Thank you for choosing us tonight. We're going to kind of jump right into it tonight, but a few announcements first. As always, our audio is a combination of Sirenscape, tabletop audio, and licensed music from soundstripe.com. We got some good people in the chat already. Oh, already got some subs. Thank you, Hooks. Thank you, Mr. World Adventures and Crowdcore. Love you guys. Big announcement that was made during the Tim and Shannon Power Hour. We do now have an active Discord. So go ahead and head over to our social media sites to find the link for that. Hop on in there and talk about the story that's happening, speculation, or just to see how our days are going during all of our day jobs. All right, so before we get into anything, I'm going to turn it over to Shannon for some of her social media shout-outs.
Yay. I'm breaking my rules tonight. And I'm doing 4 instead of 3 because we had a lot of hype today and I just want to shout out 4. So I would like what? All right, I would like to shout out Joel Rigetti, Arcade Fox, spelled with a 0 for the O in the Fox, at Serenity _Noah, and at Miss Rolls. You guys have been hyping us all day today, and we love you. So thank you for your support. You're awesome. We love you. And thank you. Who was it? It was Carlisle Gaming. Thank you for the comment on my nails. I love them too. All done.
Oh, all right. More shout-outs, but shorter shout-out this week. Good stuff. All right, so without further ado, I guess we'll just jump right into it. All right, so last time we met, or last you all met, you had just completed sneaking onto the burnt-out farm, and in the process of doing so, captured 2 unsuspecting bandits who seem to have been waiting for you, or at the very least, watching for someone to come to the farm. You wasted no time in beginning your interrogations of them separately. Timber and Cal were with the unconscious male captive over in the barn, while Scarlet, Curon, and Wiswick were with the conscious female captive, Thora. It started maybe not on the best foot, with Scarlet attempting some good old-fashioned scare tactics with Thora. Daggers to the throat, that sort of thing. A little bit of fear. Didn't seem to work, though. It seemed mostly just to put her into duress and make her incapable of answering straight. Curon pulled Scarlet aside to have a brief conversation with her and ask her to stay to the side, as he then went over to Thora and played the good cop at this point. Through getting to know Thora a little bit and trying to calm her a little bit, Curon was able to discern some information about the bandit camp that you were stalking. He learned that there were anywhere between 15 and 25 bandits there at any time. He learned that there were 4 to 6 usually guarding the barrows, and that the black-cloaked assassins kept the barrow as their headquarters. And the excuse me, still got a little bit of a cough this week, guys, so forgive me if I'm still coughing.
No.
All right, well, Tim's the DM now.
You descended into the dark dungeon.
But anyway, he learned that the assassins were paying the bandits to do certain work, and coercing their leadership into attacking Maginset. Simultaneous to this, Cal and Timber began their interrogations of the of the man. He was unconscious, so he was very quickly slapped awake to the sight of a snarling wolf man in front of him with a very large claw rested right at the correct spot on his kneecap. And I believe you were whistling or humming at that point, Cal. Behind him, just sort of clanging around with your rapier and your weapons, and your armor to try to scare him. And you entered into a lovely monologue that you that Tim wrote and gave a name to the fake play he invented. That is now canon, a real classic in Honduras. What was the name of it, Tim?
It was The Fall of Evian, I think is what I said.
Yes, I think that is correct. I wrote that down somewhere. The
Yeah.
Fall of Evian. It was,
Yep.
it was a beautiful monologue that
Yeah.
it
It was a good first draft.
was a good first draft. Yeah, he didn't remember it exactly, but it seemed to work though. And the bandit, to a certain extent, he was confused, if not filled with a little bit of fear, which quickly turned into a lot of pain and a lot of grunting as Timber began asking questions, or began asking questions as anytime the man resisted, Timber dug his claws into his kneecap. They were able to learn some information from him, conflicting reports of numbers at the camps once cross-examined with what they learned from Thora. But easily enough, they learned quite a bit before Cal knocked the man unconscious. A long discussion happened afterwards as you decided what to do with these two individuals. It was at this point that you learned from Thora that a second watch was going to be coming down to the farm to change shifts with them. So you took Thora back to where you were going to camp out. You all decided to be slightly off the road, watching the path where the bandits were going to come down, while Valen, the General Kinsley's captain, created a distraction by creating tracks to try to lead the bandits away. It was also at this time that Timber brought the body of the unconscious bandit into the woods, presumably to kill him and make it look like wolves attacked him. But there was maybe something about the way Kieran said don't kill him, or perhaps it was the mysterious black shadow-colored owl with eyes that had speckles in them like stars that landed on the body before Timber was to attack or savagely murder the man. He looked into his kunai and saw the reflection back of a man and not a wolf as the owl flew off, and he decided best to let the man live, not without taking some of his effects and pulling his pants down. Timber returned to the camp, having left the man alive. It was at this point that you all began your watches. Scarlet, you started, and you watched, or Cal, you started, and you watched as these two bandits for the next shift came down. One fell prey to Valen's trick and went northward, while the other one headed towards the burnt-out barn. It was around the end of your watch at this point, so you woke Scarlet to take care of this man, with the strict instructions of trying not to murder the bandit, which Scarlet successfully did so. She apprehended this man, took his effects to conceal herself as the other one approached, and hid his body in the hay of the barn. Unfortunately, her second attempt was not so successful, as this bandit's partner came back down around from his patrol, and as he got close, he noticed something askew as he shouted out, "Who are you?" And Scarlet, in a moment of just uncertainty in what exactly to say, immediately said, "Your worst nightmare,"
Hate that line.
rolled her eyes at herself, and tried to knock the man out. Unfortunately, it was unsuccessful. He fought her off, and a small bout began where she unfortunately had to kill the man. She quickly dragged the body to the barn, leaving somewhat of a bloody trail, as she had quite brutally slit his throat, and returned to the camp to awake Wiswick for his watch. Tired and exhausted, she told Wiswick to go and clean up the mess, so to speak. And Wiswick took that in a certain way. As he went and cleaned up the blood with prestidigitation, found the dead man, but then also found an unconscious man in the barn too. Uncertain what to do, conflicted, worried, anxious, he decided to kill the man. It took several gruesome blows with with a dagger to bring the man down. He cleaned himself up, concealed the body somewhat, and returned to the camp. It was at this point that he woke Timber to take his watch. Before attempting to find some sleep, Wiswick looked to Timber and just asked, "You killed him, right? You killed that bandit?" Timber responded, "No, I did not. Huron told me not to." It was at that point that Wiswick, shaken and disturbed by the actions of the evening, attempted to find some respite and struggled to sleep for the evening as Timber took his watch, and then finally Huron took the last watch. It was shortly after this that you gathered your things up. You tied Thora to a tree with the promise of coming back for her, and then ascended the hillside to find the barrows. When you approached the barrows, you stealthily approached the barrows and noticed that there was a small grouping of bandits watching over. At the at the first strike of Valen's arrow, you engaged in combat with these bandits and made fairly short work of them. Although one was a spellcaster and one was able to get a cone of cold that definitely hurt you a little bit. It was at this point that you began investigating the barrow, where thankfully Wiswick had pocketed the instructions from the bandit captain on how to unlock the stone doorway of the barrow leading down into the depths. You descended slowly, using all manner of magic and perception and investigation checks to ensure that these steps had no traps. And they had no traps. As you descended into the depths of this dungeon, you found a thin layer of stale groundwater, a long 60-foot hallway that led to a small room, 3 separate passageways. The lot of you decided that you were not ready to venture deeper in, and you must go and take a rest. You ascended back up, but Wiswick and Huron stayed below. Huron with the promise of keeping Wiswick from wandering off. Wiswick sent his trusted familiar deep into the depths. He flew through down the central path, which led to another somewhat shorter passageway that led very high up, though. Much taller than the low ceilings of the passage before. And the striations on the stone walls were peculiar. It almost looked as though they'd been scooped out and left just these jagged, pointed, bowl-like striation in the wall. Jet thought nothing of it and moved on into the next chamber. All he heard was the dripping of water and a single pillar of light descending down into the room before some shadow consumed Jet, and he was snuffed out, being destroyed. It was at that point that Wiswick turned to Huron and said, "We are in danger." And that's where we left off. So, what would you like to do?
Well, should we wait down here, or should we go back and warn the others?
Well, I think we should get everyone together. That's for sure. Right?
Of course.
I mean, they need to know about this just as well. Let's hurry up and let them know what happened.
Anyway, I'm not sure if I relayed the information to Stefan, or Kiran.
You had just said we are in danger, or we're not safe down.
Right.
That's where we. So.
Yeah, Jet was attacked by something down there. It must have been lying wait, probably expecting more. If it was just like, it probably knows we're down here now that it attacked Jet. So I'm not sure if it's gonna come to us or if it's gonna stay there. But I don't want to take any chances.
Of course. Well, I mean, a bat isn't totally out of the question for a place like this, right? So,
Normally, I'd agree with you, but there were security measures in place before here. So
yeah.
if
Okay.
it's whatever's guarding this area, if it's intelligent, it probably knows something's up.
Alright. So I think Kira and Wiswick are gonna go back up the spiral staircase. To go meet up with their friends.
Okay. So you get up there and position
Cut out.
to rest, but oh, what?
You cut out a little.
Oh, I cut out a little. Sorry. So you get up to the top, and everyone is taking their short rest. It's only been a few minutes into the short rest, so go ahead.
Guys, I know you wanted to sleep and all, but
Timber's meditating.
What did you find down there?
I sent Jet ahead, and there's definitely something terrible down there trying to murder us. I think that we better manage it as quickly as possible. If we stay here, it might ambush us.
Timber gets up and walks away to a more secluded area.
Well, I don't think Timber's quite ready to go yet. And to be honest, I could use a little rest.
Can we lower this? Are we inside the door that we opened with the glyph? Are we the inside of that or outside?
The outside of that. So you're in that circular chamber, right
antechamber.
inside the antechamber, of the barrow.
I'd like to hit the runes in the same order that we hit them in, or did it to unlock the door.
Okay. Yeah, that works. Yeah. If you want to do that, I mean, if you want to do that with Wiswick, yeah, the door would close. The
Yeah,
runes are
I would
hit.
like to close the door.
Yeah. Yeah. So as Cal does that, sort of sighs at everyone's argument, small argument, the stone door goes back.
So, what do you think it was down there?
Well, I don't think it's some sort of trap. It most likely is a creature of some sort. Before Jet was taken out, everything went black as if it was being covered by something. Perhaps some sort of mysterious dark shadow magic like we've seen in the past, or maybe just something large enough to obscure his vision.
Well, I don't particularly like either of those options.
Wiswick, you would know that Jet was killed. It's not taken or obscured. Your telekinetic connection was vanished as Jet was taken out.
Yeah, I want to, like, I'm not really sure what I know, because I'm not sure about the rules of blind vision. Like, would I be able to have a sense of the creature if it was within 60 feet of me?
That's a good question. I would ask that you give me a quick perception check for Jet.
Okay.
Yeah, because you might be able to get a little bit, but blind vision's weird in that way.
Normally, I'd roll another dice because I have advantage with perception with hearing, but I rolled a nat 20.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way to start.
Good. Great. You
it
got
done? Is it great?
you got a very clear picture before Jet was killed in the last telekinetic message that was sent to your mind. I mean, when you go into Jet's mind and you're trying to use vision, it's always a strange experience because it is bat vision. So it is that sort of blind sight based on sonar and whatnot.
Echolocation.
Echolocation, that's the word. Thank you. So of the chamber right before he was consumed, you saw that it was a long chamber that started fairly intact and then crumbled into ruins somewhat towards the back, where there was a pool of water You saw a beam of light coming from outside, so there must be some kind of hole up towards the ground level. And you saw a chain hanging from that that hole that kind of like bowed. It moved, it jingled a little, and then suddenly something fell down onto Jet. And the last thing you saw was a maw that looked like the mouth of a great white shark before darkness.
Was the teeth or like the jaw attached to like a big creature of some sort, or
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. The creature, it was not just a maw.
I didn't know if it was like some sort of trap with the teeth. Like
No,
entwined
it's
with
definitely a creature. There's definitely some. You couldn't get a lot of details of the creature's body because it was pretty much just dark and large. And then you just, as it got close onto Jet, and Jet saw just this like a flat face almost with a really long, not curved, but just a straight long maw with teeth like a great white, with those chewed off lips like a great white. That all my monsters seem to have. That's
Well-
that's what you saw.
All right.
It
Oh,
was
sorry.
big. It was scary. It had lots of teeth. That's pretty much it. That's all I got. But nothing to sneeze at. That's for sure.
Damn, I was hoping for some sneezable enemies today. Well, obviously, Timber needs to do his thing. So I don't think he's going down there anyway. I'd say we should use this opportunity to make sure our gear's in order and perhaps rest in a short manner. And then we'll head in down there. I mean, it knows we're here already anyway. Jet would have triggered it, right? So either way, we're going in. At least now we're prepared for an enemy.
Do you think I could get through that door?
The door I closed?
The door you closed? I guess not, because then it would already be out here.
Yeah. Yep.
Fine.
It might not be able to follow us this deep. I'm not really sure about the proportions of the creature, but it was in a wider room. Some sort of main stage. There was a light coming from above. Maybe we can find a second, different entrance from
Something
here.
called
We're gonna
the
try and
boss
sneak
room.
up on it.
Yeah, does anyone not need to rest in a short manner?
I don't. I'm ready to go.
Okay. How about Q? If you'd like to scout for a second entrance, perhaps to the barrow, wherever that light beam was coming from, while the rest of us, rearm and stuff.
Wiswick, Jet went down the corridor and then took a left, correct?
No, he went down the central corridor. There were 3 different diverging paths.
Okay. Did I freeze?
Yes, you did.
Yep. can still hear you,
We can
Elise.
still hear
Okay. I'll take care of that.
So yeah, Wiswick, if you went with Curon, you could do an intelligence check to try to, or I guess you could do a survival check or a nature check to try to determine the exact location of the second entrance.
Very tempting there.
Stefan's logo.
His Discord icon.
Join the Discord. You could see all of our logos.
It's true.
Oh, it's all
Yeah,
green.
Zavala is great. He's my Vanguard daddy. Yeah,
Jesus
so
Christ.
Kieran's yes. So Wiswick, if you want to accompany me, we should go above and search for that second entrance.
So what you
Yeah,
can do
let's do it.
Yeah, so either one of you can roll with advantage on a survival check, or one of you can roll, or both you can roll. You try to track down this this opening.
I have a +4 on survival. Wizzy?
All right, that's better than mine. I have +2,
Okay.
so you could take it.
16.
Okay. So it takes a little while, but thankfully you've got some time to look for it. And Wiswick, kind of envisioning the path Jet was on, kind of points, and you rush across the hillside, and you notice you're kind of going up the hill a little bit. And Wiswick, you would kind of recognize that as that room had a much higher ceiling than where you were in the antechamber. It takes a little while, and you have to move a lot of brush, but eventually you find kind of some overhanging moss and whatnot around a small hole that's probably 5 foot. Like one person could fit through it at a time. I know actually it would be wider than that. No, it's more like a 10-foot radius. And you can see in, and you can see just the kind of spot where the light is hitting the dungeon floor, where you see just sort of very gently rolling water, occasional drips from above. You can hear some of the water dripping, echoing out, and you hear the chain rattling.
Wait, sorry. How wide across is this hole?
It's 10 feet across.
Okay, so even with unlimited dark vision, we can't see around, or is it just?
No, you can actually, because with you both have pretty extended dark vision, so you can see vague shapes, black and white shapes of some pillars that lead up in there, and a lot. It's just the latter half of the room is thrashed apart, and you would immediately actually notice that the chain comes up and is attached outside of the hole into the ground, like hammered into the ground, and has like that's where the chain originates. It's locked on the outside of this hole, and it's just going across the 10-foot gap.
And like, how thick of a chain are we talking?
It's pretty thick. Size wise, it's each ring of the chain is probably like 4 inches long, and it's pretty thick, and it's rusty as fuck.
Okay.
And you can see that the hammered in hook that's holding it is like moved all about, like it's a couple of serious thrashings from being ripped loose.
Whatever's on the other side of this chain has been here for a while. It looks like it's probably pretty big and gets pretty angry.
Probably pretty hungry too, the way it jumped on Jet. Maybe if we throw some food down there, we could see it in the light.
That's a good idea. Do you have any meat on you?
Can
I
I?
feel like you would-
do I
I
have
feel
a
like you would like
ration or
meat.
something?
Yeah, you would have in your bag some pretty. I mean, it's pretty light. I mean, Jet was pretty small, but you'd have like some dried meat that you could throw down. A piece of jerky.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull a little meat out of my bag, take a little nibble for myself, and just gently toss it down there,
Okay. So
aiming away from the water if I can.
okay. Yeah. So I mean, give me a. Yeah, I guess give me a. No, it's just falling down. And you're pretty much above the water, so it's probably going to land in the water.
Okay.
So the ration falls. You wait. You can barely discern its difference from the dripping water as it lands in the water. It's just too small to really do much of anything. The chains do rattle a little when it hits the water, because it's slightly bigger than the sound of a drip, but it's no movement beyond.
Any
that.
rocks around here that can just kick in?
Yeah, you could
Like a
definitely kick a few
decent
rocks.
sized rock that'll make a decent sized sound to.
Yeah, these are pretty rocky
Decent.
hills, so you could definitely find something that would like definitely alert the creature.
Could I just ask, how deep is the drop?
So the drop probably descends down about. It's hard to tell, but probably around 100 feet.
Okay.
And then the rock falls. So it's decent sized enough rock to kind of make a splash. So, and first you can tell that the water is deeper than you thought when it lands in, because it makes that real like sound of that real loud splash of deep water, and then very quickly you just hear the chains just tighten, and then you hear some low growling, as then you just see this large shadowy shape eclipse the light where you dropped the rock, and it's the best way to describe it is like a land stingray, but its wingspan is about 20 feet, as it has just this really dark brown light, like very short-haired fur on its back, to the point when it's standing still, it just looks like a large tarp. And there's striations across the fur that make it weirdly look like a sewn together tarp. But it descends down, and it just starts to, and you can see it's like flat head has 3 eyes on each side. You can just barely make out with the glinting of the light, and then you see that flat maw underneath the cloak, so to speak.
Crikey.
Gonna need a bigger knife. Wait, no, that's not the line. Never mind.
You call that a knife?
Yes, thank you. Any way that we would have
How
know
is
what
it-
this is?
Yeah, do I know what it is?
I mean, really, Wiswick would be the one that would probably know this.
If you want to give me a nature check with.
Sure. I love those. Jeez, I'm on fire. 19 plus 8. 27.
Oh, wow. All right. So being a deep gnome of the Underdark, this looks very similar to something that you would recognize in the Underdark as a cloaker. It's much larger than the ones you're used to, and more savage looking. And it's unique. It's a local variety of the same species, where the ones in the Underdark look a lot more cloaks and dark black fur across them, and not really fur, more like scales in the Underdark. This one has like sort of that deep brown fur, like coat all over it, more so to resemble a large tarp instead of a cloak. They're very large, strong, and dangerous if they can wrap themselves around you.
Yes, I've heard of these before. Cloakers. Large creatures that are preferable to constricting tactics. Might be a good thing we didn't go down together. They're probably stronger when dealing with one person at a time. If we tackle it as a group, we'll definitely stand a better chance.
Another thing that you would know, since you rolled so high, is that they are much more dangerous in the dark than in the light. They have trouble seeing when it's too bright out. They see much better in the dark, and they just generally maneuver and have more properties in the dark than when they're in the light.
I relay that information.
This hole, would it be possible to kind of like push down on the sides and slowly open it up a little bit, or is it too thick?
Not really. You might be able to maybe push a loose chunk off, but like it's
Okay,
it's pretty
yeah.
secure. Most of what could have collapsed from it has already collapsed.
Understood.
It's,
Okay.
Not in as much of a state of disarray. Definitely,
Yeah.
you would know that it looks as though it's big enough for the creature to squeeze out if it needs to. Oh, another thing you would notice is that there's a lot of bones floating.
Mhm. It can't climb, right?
It can climb.
Oh crap.
It's actually a very good climber. Actually, no, Wiswick, you wouldn't know that because the the Underdark ones are not. They're all good climbers because they like to fall on people.
Makes sense.
And they can fly a little too. They're not like
Okay.
excellent flyers, like more of a glide, and they can only get themselves up a little bit, but they're definitely versatile.
Well, if we could think of a tactic to get it up here, that would probably be our best bet.
Do you think it would be foolish enough to come out when it's weak to the light?
Depends on how good our strategy is. We're gonna have to have a really good decoy.
You're pretty good at being a decoy, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. But I mean, I actually do really want to try out this new spell.
Well, let's go back and see the others and relay this information to them.
Uh-oh. We broke Alex.
You would have noticed that pretty quickly after you finished investigating the rock, it went right back into the shadows. It's pretty hard avoiding the light.
All right, but if we're gonna do this right, we're gonna need to talk it over with everyone, and I want contingencies. You hear me? No winging it. We're gonna take this seriously. Brand new Wiswick. We're gonna get this. we're not gonna rush into this. I know We're gonna have the foolproof plan. This is gonna work, Kieran. You and me, buddy.
Right, and the rest of our party, correct?
Yeah, but we're the spearhead. We're the brainchild. This is our brainchild.
Of course, I believe it's customary in human cultures too. And then Kieran puts out a fist for a fist bump.
I have no idea what he's getting at.
Yeah.
I take my fist and I just hold it out, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, what? Like, yay?
Yes, huzzah!
Yay!
Huzzah!
Woo!
Do you do anything else up here, or are you gonna go back to your party?
No. Oh.
I was just gonna say I walked the whole way back to everybody else with my hand raised like this.
Yay!
Yes, we got this.
All right, so I'd say by the time you get back, everyone's still resting. It's coming towards the end of the long rest.
Short rest.
Short rest. Sorry, no, yeah, you did not get a long. Super hyper mode. Long rests only take an hour. No, you get back. Everyone re-gearing up, getting themselves settled, eating a ration, finishing their meditation. What do you tell them?
All right, folks, gather round. I believe me and Kieran have some information to tell everyone. You want to start us off there, Kieran?
Timber's not there. Timber's not there.
Oh, Timber, you walked away. That's right.
Yeah.
Where's
So
Timber?
wait, when we were coming into the antechamber, would we have seen Timber?
Timber, how far away from the barrow did you go when you walked out?
Not in earshot distance, which for me is pretty far.
Timber, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Timber, you don't actually see Timber at all in the opening that is the barrow or in the barrow.
I'll fill him in later. What did you find out?
We found the light source, as Wiswick found, up on the top of the burrow, which is actually where the chain that is holding back the creature originates from. It's old, rusted, very heavy, and it looks like it's pretty close to being pulled out. We tried to, lure it out. Wiswick tried a little ration, didn't get it, but I pushed a larger rock. The sound of the water below brought it out, and Wiswick is able to identify it as a cloaker.
Oh.
I have
Passing
no
the
idea what
torch
none
on
of you
to-
know what that is.
No.
to
Doesn't sound good.
Wiswick to fill them in on the rest.
What exactly is
Okay.
that creature?
It's usually a creature that uses surprise tactics and grappling techniques to surprise and ensnare enemies. I've never seen one this big, and it would definitely look scary. The mouth was huge. It's generally flat, though, kind of disguising itself as a ceiling or a flat surface of some sort, and then jumping out at you.
Well, two can play at that game.
You can disguise yourself as a flat surface?
No, I can surprise people.
Vigilant blessing. Before I forget, vigilant blessing on her.
Thank you.
Whoa! Don't go throwing around the blessings right away. We haven't
Okay,
done
so
yet.
Too late.
so I'm not eager to fight a
Make it
monster in the dark. So
Hold on, Cal.
Here's a question.
I'm getting to that part. What I propose we do
I didn't know you had started. Sorry.
is we lure it out into the light where it has more of a we have more of the advantage. It's gonna be tough getting it out of those chains, but if I could use myself as a decoy, I think that we might have a shot at it. I've prepared a array of defensive spells in order to keep myself safe, and I have the Misty Step spell in order to fake it out. What I'm going to try and do is belay myself down and tempt it into striking at me, and when it gets close enough, we will tempt it to come out. And from there, we could have some sort of plan ready above, which is where you guys come in.
Do you think it will come out into the light?
I
I-
also have reservations about that.
If it likes the dark, I don't think it's going to come out into the light. We
Well,
can go
if
down
it
and
doesn't come out into the
light it
light,
up.
then I have a very powerful advantage point from being above it. If it can't break its chains, we could just whittle it down with spells.
Assuming that we can hit it.
I think it's worth a try.
My idea was going to be more along the lines of why do we need to fight the monster in the dark at all?
But we
Like,
need to get
weren't there
through.
other passages we could take that it can't go down because of the chain?
I wouldn't mind checking out those other passages, but I doubt they'll lead to anything more substantial than this.
Well,
It
see,
seems
here's
like this was a main chamber. Probably whatever's being. I
Did
mean,
you s-
I've explored these types of runes before, Cal. Usually,
Okay.
wherever the big threat is, that's where the good stuff is behind.
Sure, but these bandits we're chasing, right? They're do you think they have command over the thing?
I doubt they even had access to get into the chamber.
We were told they do, though, and we know they did because of the paper that we found.
Well, the bandit leader had access. That's different
Right,
than the lackeys that are
Sure,
guarding
sorry,
the
I
front
meant
door.
the assassins. Apologies. The assassins. You really think they're going to be at the end of the chamber with the giant death monster?
I'm not sure if they're in there at all. If they were, then we probably would have been attacked by now.
So,
Oh, Wiswick, another thing you would have seen through Jet's eyes is that room is the back of that room does have another doorway that leads beyond it. So I mean, that's not just a room alone. It goes.
yeah, so
deeper.
that was important information.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to. It's a bat. To be honest with you, I don't even think even with the high roll, the bat would have noticed the doorway at the other end. But it was a high roll, so it
Well,
was
it's not necessarily what the bat notices, but what Wiswick notices through the bat's eyes, right?
true. And also, you guys you were looking at it pretty above. You would have been able to see that there's a it's not like a actual door. There's collapsed wall there that leads deeper into the underground.
Well, if somebody had told me that, I wouldn't have said that. Now would I have?
I mean, you guys didn't explore the other two paths, though, so you don't know what's down there.
Well, we can always explore the other paths, and if push comes to shove, we have a battle plan ready for this scenario, right, Wiswick? Always be prepared.
Right. I think that's fine. I'm just concerned about the creature escaping before we get our drop on it.
Escaping where?
The chains.
I mean,
They
it has been
look
there already
pretty.
for a long time. It would be very circumstantial to have it escape right as we, the heroes, arrive.
Well, personally, I would say that would be poor writing on Guard's part. So
Suddenly, suddenly all the
alternate-
windows go dark.
Furthermore,
You hear chains
had
snapping
been
in the
in the-
distance.
we had been in the second chamber where the passages peeled off from, right? And it didn't come after us in that chamber. So we would be heading in different directions from it if we went down those pathways anyway.
Yes.
True.
Those pathways were narrower, and I didn't see any connecting passages through into this room.
So what say we hold the giant death monster as the final option and explore the other two first?
I'm fine with that. I just think that we still have to take time into consideration, and we should briefly make sure that there are no threats down those passages, and then continue on with the original plan.
Can we do something, please?
Isn't that what I
Talking
just
about
said?
it is not going
We're
to
still
make
waiting
this
for
any faster.
Timber, so
I'm
it
agreeing
doesn't
with you.
matter.
Let's go. Oh, right, yeah.
It's your dog that always goes off.
He,
on
he
his own.
seemed, he seemed really like adamant on running away.
Could have
Is
also
something-
been like, oh, we're taking a short rest. All right, we're done.
So our short rest is done.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Is Timber around anywhere? Can I see him?
No.
He said he walked out of here.
No.
So, Timber, it's not really, you wouldn't,
Yeah, no, I'm
you
fucking
gotta
around.
just come back.
I'm kidding.
We can't end the rest until you come back.
I know, but there was no just.
Scream into the void, Timber!
I'm kidding around.
Timber
Yes,
walks in.
I walk in.
Oh, good, there you are.
Can,
We ready?
You up.
We go,
We-
please.
We discovered a monster down one of the halls. We'll figure it out later. It's a cloaker if that means anything to you. But we're gonna go down the
No.
other two. So
Actually, let's talk about this longer.
Oh my god, no.
All right.
Sorry?
Oh,
There's a
Spot-
monster, we're avoiding it. Let's go, pick one.
Oh,
She's doing one of those things.
One of what things?
let's
What?
go.
Party's falling
One of
apart.
what things?
Nothing. Let's go.
Okay. You tensely reopen the stone door, descend the steps into the long hall. As you approach the three passageways, you notice, well, I guess none of you would have seen this until now. It's very hard for Cal to see down here. He wants to put those goggles on, or Kieran wants to help him out.
do you want to wear the goggles or do you want 10 minutes of dark vision?
Or do you want to
I'm
just
gonna-
spite Sean?
I kind of want to spite Sean.
He
But-
has
Of
4
course
pairs
you
of those
do.
goggles too.
Yeah, I have so many of them. No, what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna take out my moon touched longsword
Alright.
Wow.
and
Right.
use that as a light source.
Jerk.
Love it.
Actually, that's a bad idea. No, I'm putting that away. I'm gonna use the goddamn stupid ass goggles.
No, the longsword could be a really good way if we have to fight the monster in the dark.
Yes, no, yeah, but we might as well not give away our position.
Yeah, I like the original plan better.
Okay, so you step in. So now, Cal, you can see as well. When you step into the first chamber that leads into the 3 passageways, you can notice now that you're actually in it and looking around and not going straight down the middle one. The passage to the right collapsed in. Not a passage you can go down. Passage to the left goes down about 60 feet and then curves. You notice in each of these passageways, you would see this for the first time, the strange striated walls of the 30 feet of tunnel that leads into the next chamber. What do you guys want to do?
I would like to be first, and I would like to be scouring the walls and the floor for anything that looks out of place.
I'm gonna go left.
Yeah, the left, because I'm not going to go right or center.
What do you? Okay, so you want to investigate the walls
And the floor.
and the floor. Okay, do you want to be looking for things or actually going up close and investigating?
Tracks. That's what I'm looking for as well.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
looking
looking
for tracks.
I'm looking for traps.
Traps. Okay, both of you give me investigation rolls.
I'm looking for tracks,
Yep.
walking.
I guess I'll look for the cloaker then.
Natural 20.
Oh shit. Okay.
So 23 total.
Cal, you want to give me a perception check?
Yeah, I do.
We're getting all these good rolls out of the way before combat.
Nah, right?
No, we're not.
You know, just go by Gandalf. Follow your nose.
That's a 7.
Okay. Cal, you're still getting used.
I'm mostly just angry at them because they clash with the rest of my leathers, and it's just not.
But
It's like wearing black sunglasses with a brown belt. You just don't do it.
Cal, all you would see down that hall would be the occasional movement of indiscernible movement.
I see
probably.
occasional indiscernible movement.
That's me.
Timber, what did you get? Timber, what did you get?
I got a 13.
Okay. Scarlet, you got a nat 20 for your investigation for traps.
Yes, I did.
Okay. So
There's none, right? There's none.
you notice something. You notice something about the small doorways that lead into these hallways that then ascend up about 40 feet and have these striated walls all the way up. You can't see anything exactly, but you notice at the actual archway doors that lead in, there's this very hard to see, floating dust almost that is just at the doorway. It's hard to tell what it is. You can't really discern what it is, but you notice that it's at both doorways. And that's all you really see. You do see something. Actually, no, because you got a nat 20, so you see.
Yes, I did.
So you see between the two. There's a wall between the two doorways because it's kind of a corner wall, and you see scratched into the wall is something in a language you don't quite know. It's probably a what language? Actually, what languages do you know? It's a good question to ask everyone. Actually,
I know Common and Primordial.
No, you wouldn't know what it is, but you do see something carved in a language.
Is it Sylvan?
It might.
I'm conversational in Sylvan.
That's true. You are conversational in Sylvan. Yeah.
Wiswick.
Mi amo
Yes.
es Cal.
Something magical up ahead.
It's not
Yeah.
Sylvan.
All right.
And there's markings on the wall in between. I can't read it, but maybe you can. But do you see this floating dust?
Yes, very interesting.
Do you know what it is?
I speak common, dwarvish, gnomish, undercommon.
Oh, okay. No, you don't know what it is.
No.
I thought you would. What you do?
Can I?
Well-
All right. So
We're a little strapped for time, but I have a ritual for this and I have a ritual for that. Which
I
do you
think
think we should
I-
prioritize here?
I think the floating dust should come first. So I have a feeling as soon as somebody walks through that, it's not going to be pretty.
One detect magic coming right up.
is it spores again? They've been really into spores. These people.
It might be.
It doesn't
doesn't
look
look
like,
like
the spores that you're familiar with.
Is there any way I could just take a closer look at it? Maybe do an Arcana check to see if there was anything familiar that I might have seen in the past?
Sure. Yeah.
Simultaneously, I'd like to examine the writing closer. I don't need to know what it says, but I want to see if I can just if I recognize the shape of the letters.
12.
Yeah,
History.
yeah, history. 12 for the Arcana.
Yep.
It would be. I mean, you'd recognize it as some kind. Well, it's hard to tell. It's definitely some kind of word
Language.
almost. No, this is for Arcana. With that roll, I'd say you don't really determine too much from it. You can't tell what kind of magic it is. You're tossed between this might be an abjuration or something illusory. It's hard to tell. Would you get, Tim?
No.
I rolled a dirty 20.
30-20. Okay, so it's very aggressive lettering. Like it's not this ain't calligraphy. And it's been carved in with like someone just took a stone and started to carve it into the wall. And it looks hastily written.
I don't mean to make this about race, but does anyone know Orcish?
Nope.
No.
Well, me neither.
Well,
Do we know what the floating stuff is yet?
no, but
No.
there's only so much detect magic can do. I actually am kind of siding towards the idea of maybe seeing what the writing is first.
Don't you have to go through the floating thing to get to the writing?
No, it's
Oh.
not.
Yeah, but-
It's not. It's right next to.
it's-
So this room has like the pathways. It's more.
Say
of
that
a,
again. You broke up. This room has a.
This room has like walls between the doorways. It's not just a tiny little space. It's actually a pretty large room, and in between the two passageways on the wall between them is written silent.
Scarlet knows what you're talking about. Shannon's very spatially inept.
Is written silence.
There's a language there. There's a language there that I almost. It says.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
None of us speak
Yeah, I
it,
can't read it.
so.
I'll do you a favor and I'll cast comprehend language.
Thank you. Does comprehend language just tell you what language it is? Or just tell you what it says?
I do not believe it does. It says you understand any literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear, understand any written language that you see, but you must be touching the surface with the words written on it. It takes 1 minute to read a page.
Mhm.
It doesn't decode secret messages. Yeah, that's it.
So it says the first word of it's a very hastily written sentence is just silence with an exclamation point in this language. It's very expressive. Silence. Watch your step or careful steps. Quiet steps. Careful steps. Quiet steps.
Which
silence. Both. It says
Oh, okay.
silence. Careful steps. Quiet steps.
So we just
I tell everyone.
be
obviously.
quiet.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what it says. Whatever this magical thing is, maybe it's activated by sound. Once we pass through, it'll probably have some sort of effect if we make noise.
Are you
Uh,
going to be able to be quiet?
I look Kieran up and down with his
Don't look
armor.
at me like that.
Hmm.
I mean, you've helped us all out before, Timber.
Yes, and somebody didn't want to take a rest. And then I cast Path Without a Trace.
Okay.
Pass. Not path.
Path.
I said path.
Okay.
Take the path with pass.
Okay. All right. And are you going to try to carefully walk through the left path?
I will. Before
Kieran's
I
actually gonna go first and take his glaive out and kind of like poke at the barrier, see if it does anything.
Yeah, I was gonna do that with my dagger.
So when
I
you
back
poke
up
the
very far.
when you poke the barrier, the little suspended dust kind of moves, comes back together when you pull out. It doesn't really, doesn't trigger anything.
Timber is a little disconcerted by the dust, so he takes his black scarf and just wraps it around his mouth, and then walks forward.
Okay, can you give me a stealth check? If you're trying to go quietly.
Yes.
That is
29.
Is everyone following him?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Because if he goes through the whole hall,
Yep,
you'll lose the password.
Fuck yeah.
Everyone's
Also
like,
got a
let's see what
trace
happens to him.
plus
Oh no.
10, right?
Oh no.
Yeah, plus 10.
I have an 11.
36.
Wait, you got a 1?
You got a
Give
1.
me your marching order, first of all. Timber's first.
I'll go after him.
I was Kieran would have been right
Jesus.
there. And I think my
Saffron.
webcam.
You get water in your webcam?
Yeah, what the hell did you do?
That literally looked like if I were editing this guy's camera fucks up. Like that's
Yeah,
exactly
right.
what I would have edited.
Like the
Sometimes I
horror-looking
spit
webcam
when I
or
talk.
something?
Yeah.
Than that.
I will go at some point
Okay.
with a 22.
Wiswick
All
will
right.
go very last at the very edge of Pass Without a Trace.
Okay. Okay. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
So it's a 30-foot long hallway. You all begin to walk into it. You're all being very quiet. You kind of occasionally will look up and you see just sort of like striations go up all the way to the ceiling and come to a point. You're stepping carefully. Scarlet, what did you get on yours?
36.
36. Okay. Scarlet disappears. It's very tense and it is deathly quiet in there. You hear nothing from the hallway behind you as soon as you pass in, and nothing from the hallway in front of from the exit of this hallway. It seems as though that ethereal spore cloud is some form of silence keeping sound inside of this hall. And even the tiniest steps you're making echo out loud, not at a dangerous level, but you're keeping it quiet enough for it to not have any effect until...
In
I was actually to say sorry. I actually rolled a 12. Forgot my +1 modifier.
Until about halfway through, as he's being extraordinarily careful, Huron is distracted by looking up at the tall ceiling and the striated walls, that he bumps into the person in front of him, which I believe is Scarlet. Or no, it's Cal.
It's
And
not me. I
they're-
vanished.
And they're both the two people wearing armor also.
Oh, yeah,
bump
no,
into each
sure.
other. As they bump into each other, and Huron lets out a suddenly it's just thunderously loud. The sounds of the clanging that hits together. It sounds like a bolt of lightning struck right next to you, or a bolt of lightning strike right next to you, as it sounds like the sound is just bouncing all over the chamber, in and out of these striations, and just you can. It's like if you're standing right next to the bass at a concert, and it's just thrumming your entire body. As I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Magic? Is it magic?
It is magic.
Yeah.
Oh, not good.
Ooh, very
I
good.
got all my good rolls out the first time. I got a 6.
A big smile on Stefan's face.
18?
Stefan, you got an 8.
Yeah.
Scarlet, what'd you get?
6.
Timber?
21.
Cal?
Dirty 20. Dirty 20.
Nice. Wiswick?
18.
Okay. Okay, so Scarlet and Huron take 11 points of thunder damage,
I'm so mad at you.
and the rest of you take 5 points of thunder damage.
It's almost
What if
like
No.
We could have gone and fought a nice little carpet and
We could have fought a carpet and got a nice rug out of it.
It takes you a while to recover, and the damage is the damage is so much because you can't actually keep your own noise in. It's like a chain reaction effect where your failed saving throws just created more noise, and you just are like squeezing your eyes shut as this sound is piercing your minds as you just rush to the other side and get through. And you get through, and as soon as you pass through the dust cloud, the sound vanishes from your mind. You can't hear anything from that.
What was that?
This
That was not Wiswick's fault.
You have got to be more careful. My God.
I never claimed to be a master of stealth.
Ugh.
Right.
You had one drug.
So I'm looking around. While they're arguing, I'm looking around.
Give me a well, I guess just generally, give me a perception check. But what you see is this is a very simple barrow. There are 4 tombs. It's a square room that's about 40 feet across and about 60 feet long. There are 4 large barrow tombs in each corner. In the center, there is a statue of an ash tree in the center, and then you look across to the other side, and you see that there is a collapsed hole in the wall that has some sticky-looking material all over it. Some webs all over it.
Ah.
Did you want that perception roll or no?
Yes.
Was I, okay. I'm apparently incapable of rolling anything other than a dirty 20 tonight.
Okay, so then yeah, you can definitely I'd say you can see that crack in the wall, which is it's kind of like a triangular crack that has a thin space that you guys could fit through one at a time. But it is like coating the wall of it is webbing. And it's very difficult to see into the next room through it. But the rest of this space is just this really decrepit barrow, completely dark in here. There's just this ash tree statue and these undisturbed tombs.
Wiswick, have you ever seen any webs quite this large? You think this is just normal spiders, or?
I feel like I would know this.
These are definitely yeah, you would know just from looking. These are large spiders. These are not normal spiders.
These are big spiders. If I see a drow, I'm going to flip out.
Here's a question for you. Do you have any, you do fire stuff, right? With your whole magic stuff?
I do it all, baby. I got anything you want.
Yeah, so why don't we just douse this whole ravine with a bit of fire?
Do we want to draw attention to ourselves?
If it means not dealing with spiders, sure.
Do you want to save your spell energy? I can just do it myself.
That is a
I
fair
could-
point. Yeah, why
I
don't
can
we
do
just
it
do
from
that?
120 feet away without casting any spell slots.
Well, be my guest.
0 chill touch. Aim it at the webs.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, since webs can't do a saving, or no, that's a spell attack. Doesn't matter. You light the webs up, and you know they immediately light up into flames. And it lights up the whole chamber, creating a like frightening silhouette of the tree statue against the wall, lighting up the whole space and burning through to the other side, where it continues to burn into the next room, where you do start to hear skittering and loud screeching noises, quite loud screeching noises as the fire of the webs turns to really dull embers, and you can just sort of see a light coming through from the next room as the fire continues to burn in there.
Why would they be down here?
Spiders?
No. The assassins. They
Oh,
kept
yeah,
us-
no,
This is
that's
clearly some kind of Barrow to the Ash Keeper and his devoted.
Mm.
It makes perfect sense that why they would be down here.
I thought we learned that the Ashkeeper. Man, I've lost track of who these assassins work for.
You guys don't know.
Yeah, we don't. I'm trying to remember
Well-
what we think. Like it's
We know that they were used by the Archdruid to silence the people
Right.
that, Angus, and then the trying to go after Wayla, Wula, whatever her name is.
Wyla.
Got it right the first time, Wyla.
And they're also the ones that went and stole back the mask. So they're probably someone involved with the Ashkeeper, or those that work for the
Shadow
Pallid
Yellow.
King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll have a best bet of finding out more once we get through this.
And
Oh
I
yeah, no, just let the
lead
spiders
people forward.
burn for a while.
They're gonna.
Don't shoot, let them burn.
Yes, pretty much.
Well, shall we keep going?
Yeah, I
Kieran?
mean, you start to see, for anyone watching the fires, you start to see little spiders crawling out of the hole, like hundreds and hundreds of them,
Mm.
as they're just sort of burning up as they're trying to escape. And just, it's a swarm of spiders coming out of this. Like anytime you see like an egg sac open and they all start crawling out,
Mm.
Never seen
Um,
that.
but times 100, as they're
Okay.
just all crawling out, and you hear squeals of those screeches and skittering that start to echo away further and further away from that next room.
I hide, probably near one of the I guess they're sarcophagi or some sort of like funeral thing.
Yeah, they're large stone tombs essentially.
Okay, yeah,
Uh,
I hide behind one of those.
Timber's actually gonna go down the hallway that's burning away, or
Okay.
start going there, down there.
I'll go behind him and I'll have my produce flame up. And
I'm gonna stick with Wiswick.
Hold
That's
hands.
fucking nuts.
Huron's gonna advance, but he's going to be inspecting, like as he walks by the tombs and the tree statue, he would be looking at them to see what they depict or anything.
Also, while we go down the hallway, Timber's gonna look back at Scarlet and be like, not now, not now. Lower,
what do you mean not now?
lower the flame.
But they don't like the fire.
I know. It's just not until they get close. Then
Neither does he.
then
Curon, you would notice on the tombs, you would notice the tree has several of those runic symbols carved all in it, that you saw on the standing stones in the Imagine set. And you see the tombs are pretty standard, just stone tombs with a heavy stone on top. They look very old. This whole space looks like it's extraordinarily old, much older than probably the current structure and resident of Imagine set. In behind the tombs, you would see bed sockets in the wall that have several skeletons, just sort of rotted skeletons, with some loose wrappings across them. And that's mostly what you would catch.
Is there anyone on the or is there anything on the tombs themselves, or is it just a blank slate?
They have some carvings on them that are in this this old language that you don't recognize. That is similar to the runes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I mean they're standard. It's a standard barrow tomb room essentially. But
1
the
hour
one.
on comprehend languages.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean, what you can read on them is mostly it's just who they are that's in there. They're very old sounding names, I guess. They're very they're nondescript. They're mostly just like Don Dubane, Lord of Horses. Samre, wife of Don Dubane. No. It's really generic. Like some of them you can't even read because they are a little faded, but you generally get that these are nondescript tombs from a very old time. The dating structure on them doesn't even match the year structure that you currently use. Which I mean, you don't use any above ground calendar, Wiswick, but
So is this like pre-Moray Seer conflict stuff?
it seems like it's potentially pre-Morse.
Wow.
These seem very old. Not very helpful for what we're doing right now, though.
Right, but this is really quite interesting. I mean, I don't claim to be a historian of any real note, but this might be worth sending someone to check up on later.
I'd love to do some more research around here once we clear out all the enemies.
Well, we've got a whole bandit camp to kill, so
Yeah, exactly.
he wouldn't have said that. He would have said we've got a whole bandit camp to deal with. So
Scarlet and
You
Timber.
can always come back.
While they're discussing. So Timber, you went in first. So it's very smoky. There's a lot of smoke hitting you in the face as you're going through. It's hard to see through, but you can see that the room is still burning in the next space. You get out through the wall, and there's webbing all over the place that's singeing away and burning. And you can see that there's furniture on this side that is now on fire and burning. Like you see a large bookcase that's completely erupted in flames as all the old books in there are just burning up instantly because they're so dry.
Oh no.
There's
a gate spell, and it's burning out.
there's
just a gate.
every
spell.
We could have just gone the middle way.
No, but it seemed as though this was a disconnected room that was not connected to that chamber other than through that crack. It goes for about 30 feet before you see it curves down, and there's a chasm, probably about 20 or 25 feet across. And then on the other side, the passage continues. You see some light coming through at the end of the chasm. But mostly this room is being lit up by the fire. And you can see above, the fire's licking up towards the ceiling, and the light of the fire is reflecting several points of eyes, as most of these large spiders seems to have crawled up to the ceiling to escape the fire, and are up there right now.
So, going back, the chasm that you have that's across this room, there's a light. That's not firelight, but there's a light at the end of that chasm.
Very dim light.
Very dim.
That's on the right side of the.
Right side of the chasm?
Yeah, so like the chasm opens up in the floor, but the walls are collapsed in.
Okay.
So the chasm goes beyond the room on the left and right side.
Got it. Okay. Timber puts his hand back at there. Up. So.
And just do you want me to hold it to keep them at bay?
Yes.
So I have my flame up.
From what you can tell, like as long as this room is burning, those spiders are going to stay up there. But once these fires go out, they'll probably come back down.
Just to make sure.
Mm-hmm. So around the bend to get to that light, you said it's 20 foot? Is the whole...
You can't see the
area
bottom of the chasm
of
from where you are. The chasm is 20 feet across, where there's another landing that leads down a little bit further.
Okay. So there isn't just a gap, like a hole in front of me.
No, you'd have to walk deeper in to see down.
Okay.
Because it's about 20 or 30 feet away from the small crack that you entered this room from.
Okay. And that dim light that's on the right, it's not obscured by the chasm.
No.
Okay.
If you got closer, you'd be able to see more details.
Okay. Stay close to me. I'm going to investigate further. There is a light down that hallway that we should investigate further. There's light. That means there are people.
All right.
There is a... If we keep the flame on, they'll know that there are other people. However, those things are more dangerous right now.
But don't you think they would have noticed us already with the fire that was here?
Or the loud sound that Kieran... Can we talk about that?
Do not get me started.
No.
Do not.
Just kidding.
Are you getting closer?
I'm getting closer.
Okay. Scarlet, you're keeping close behind him? Okay. So the spiders definitely see you then, because you've got the fire on Scarlet's hand. And they're watching you from above, and you can hear them skittering, but they are not coming down. As you get closer to the chasm, you can kind of peek down it, and there's kind of some light from the side and above. Chasm looks like it's about 60 feet deep. There is a ground to it that's just stone. Seems like there's just some kind of like maybe minor earthquake that ripped this part open. It goes down to the left, pretty far, probably about 20 feet into the wall, where it's all kind of collapsed down. And then to your right, you see there's a deeper hole gaping that leads. Give me a perception check when you get it.
14?
Okay, so you can see that it leads into another chamber. In the collapsed wall, it seems to have collapsed also into another chamber. You would notice that the light is coming from a hole in the ceiling. This leads into the chamber, the other chamber that Wiswick was talking about.
Okay.
And then you see past the chasm, it continues around a corner, and you can see a very you can see some light from there as well. It's likely same chamber, just further down in the chamber.
We should go get the others.
What do you see?
Other chambers. More light. We need to get through there. However, I don't know what to do about that. Sad.
As long as I've got this, they won't go near us.
It's uncertain if your produced flame will keep them at bay, mostly being kept at bay by the burning furniture all around you guys right now. It's very hot in this room too because of all of this. But the
That's
fire is
fine.
continuing towards webs because it looks as though the chasm has webbing all in it that is like crisscrossing it, and then the webbing continues into the other side of the chamber. Now if you're unsure if the light at the other end this way, or a room beyond, or what that light's from. You might be able to surmise that it could be from the same chamber, but you're uncertain because it bends, so you can't really see.
Okay. Timber starts walking back.
I'll follow him. Still holding this up.
Okay. Okay, so you follow back.
Am I back?
You get caught in some webs.
Yeah.
You're back. You're back in the with your companions who've just been waiting for you, and looking around.
There's a more areas to explore up ahead. There are more spiders, but they seem to be at bay from the flames that Wiswick has blessed us with. No, Kieran.
Timber,
Yes.
has your voice changed a little?
You've noticed?
I have, yes. It's not a big deal, just a little confused.
He had a soothing tea to help ease his throat.
This is what we're talking about right now.
What do you want me to talk about?
I can.
We need to make a plan.
We're stuck in this
Let's-
terrifying
I'll tell you
dungeon
later.
underground. A, I don't like being underground. B, I don't like terrifying darkness. I'm really not having a great time here. So let me talk to my friend.
This is how Cal deals with his anxiety right now.
Cal,
Yes.
I will tell you later. It is part of my meditation that
Oh, okay.
And becoming a warlock.
He's a what?
Doesn't matter.
Are you guys continuing to
yeah.
Yeah, Kieran would walk and
Okay.
poke his head in and look around and be like, what are we doing?
Yeah, Kieran, as you step in, really old wooden like furniture that has erupted into flames because it was so dried out. So the walls of the room are burning up, and you see there's collapsing bookshelf, there's some tables, there's some cracking vials, there's a lot of just stuff that was here that has just erupted into flames. You can see the ground has burned away. The webs on the ground have all burned away. And the fire's working its way up the webbings in the walls. As it gets higher, the spiders are creeping back deeper into the tunnel, away from the flames. But they're keeping eyes on anything that moves down here. You would notice in the ashen, burnt out husk of the ground, what looks like a similar circle that you would have seen in the Archdruid's Tower. But the runes have all been like scraped off and like ruined essentially, so that it's inoperable transportation circle.
Timber points in the direction of the way to the right that has the light at the end of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Follow me. And then
Will
Timber
do.
leads the way down that way.
Quietly.
No promises.
So what are you trying to do?
Go down the corridor to the right.
Okay, so the corridor to the right is kind of collapsed part of the chasm. So you're gonna have to carefully climb over to it, because it's not just sort of it's not a so much as it's collapsed stone.
Oh,
That
okay.
you
That's
need
what you
to,
meant
like,
by
carefully-
chasm. I thought you were like, never mind.
No, I mean literally, it's like the earth cracked in half the space, and it ripped the walls open, and that's why you could see in that space.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of webbing down there. If you want to just fall in and just get caught in the webs. It does seem like you wouldn't hit the bottom. If you jump down, you would just get caught in spider webs that are also about to slowly start to catch on fire.
Fun way to die.
Yeah.
In that case, there's no like easy way to you can easily just walk up the rubble and then get on the other side, right?
Yeah, you could carefully climb down where the rubble is a little bit like kind of the slanted hill down, and then you could climb up. You just have to take it slow, or do an acrobatics check to kind of parkour down.
Before I go down, Vizvik, is that the carpet you were talking about? Is that
Yes,
how-
I'm all the way back here. What are you saying, Timber? I can't hear you.
why is he back there?
Why does nobody understand the silence?
Wiswick scurries a little closer, trying to hear what Timber is saying. Still, like, wary to progress further.
we need to hurry up. That carpet or that creature down below, how far down was it?
I give him an estimate as to how far I thought it was.
Wiswick, you would have to. Did you come up to a timber, or are you still far back?
I would say I'm probably at the entrance of that room that's like burning. Maybe like right above where the spiders were. Don't want to go past where the spiders are like hanging out. And I have my eyes like looking at the ceiling, like hiding behind like a little wooden or stone wall and like peeking over.
So you would be able to tell that based on the chamber you just came from, that you where that hole is probably about 2/3 down the or 3/4 down the chamber before. So it would be with the way the light's coming in. It's definitely the same chamber with the cloaker, but you could definitely tell that you're pretty far into that chamber where that hole is.
So this cavern, just so I'm clear, there was an entrance that led to where I saw, where we think the creature is, and then there's a small cavern to a different direction that he's looking down.
So he's looking down a whole general structure of the earth that leads down into the chamber with the cloak.
Yeah, this seems like it's probably going to lead to that same room. I think that it's best if we go with the original plan, or maybe we could sneak past it if we take this way. The flames are probably blowing up our approach, though.
Given some people, looks like Kieran, I don't think we will be successful in sneaking past it. This is not a good idea. We should look for another way.
All right, let's get out of here before these spiders show up.
Hold on. You did say that there's a door behind that carpet.
Yep. I don't think it was this one though.
Was it this one?
No. This is on the side of that. The door you saw was on the back of the chamber.
Yeah, it's across the way. Probably the other method leads all into the same chamber. I don't think there's any avoiding this fight.
Well, we could get up there, across the chasm.
Right.
No. Go across the chasm. Instead of go down. There's a 20-foot gap. You see that? He says that over there.
You would see that there's across this pit, this sort of 60-foot pit that has webbing in it. The tunnel keeps going. This chamber keeps going.
Cool. Yeah. Let's just go down there. Try to avoid that cloaker.
Let's
as
jump
much as
60
possible.
feet. Yeah. Sorry.
But it's
No.
20 feet.
Yeah. No, I'm just.
None of you can jump that. Maybe Cal can. Cal, what's your strength?
Yak bite. Well, hang on. What are the rules on long jumping again?
It's your you
strength.
can jump as far as your strength is, feet wise.
Your strength modifier, not your modifier, your score. Yeah.
I'm so close. If you
Wow.
allowed me to like roll at acrobatics or something like that,
Yeah,
to
like-
affect it, then probably.
I would probably allow that.
Yeah. Can I roll like?
Timber,
How about
you're
how
not
about
a
I'm
good
just-
jumper, distance wise. You're good parkouring. You could probably get down safely, or climb around safely, but jumping distance is not your thing with your strength score.
Does anybody have a rope that's long enough to reach that far?
Yes, I do.
I think most of us have 50 feet of hempen rope.
Actually,
Standard
mine's
issues.
braided straw, not hemp. But
No, you think cool. We don't have that in Elysia.
oh.
Well,
sorry.
if
What do you
everybody's
use
okay
for
with
rope?
it,
Is it primarily hemp or?
Yes. No, there's a large hemp industry in Elysia.
That makes sense.
great, wonderful.
They are
so
darker,
good.
more temperate plants.
Okay, great story. Can I blink now?
Yep.
Yeah, he's got Mystic Step.
Yeah, I want to rush into the room and say,
We're all okay with this, right? I'm gonna go ahead.
Wait,
Good.
Wait, what are we doing?
Left hidden.
I'm
left-
gonna
Did you
go
decide
across
something
this-
in all of that?
Sorta,
We're
yeah.
crossing-
What are we doing? We're
He's
crossing?
crossing.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You throw me.
Misty step.
a-
Just do it. Just do it.
I misty step across, and then I say, "Hey, throw me a rope."
Kieran throws him a rope.
Yeah.
Dexterity check.
It's not too. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I'll say Wiswick you miss at the first time. Wiswick doesn't catch it and it kind of falls down. And you pull it up and it's all sticky. And you're like, oh. And then you finally do get it over. But you guys have been incredibly loud, so you are starting to hear some chains moving in that room. as you just hear this low growling as something is crawling across the stonework in that room towards the hole. And then you hear as the chain goes taut and the creature can't get to the hole.
If it comes through, someone should definitely light the rest of this webbing up.
Gotcha.
I want to try and tie this rope to something sturdy.
Okay.
And ask for everyone else to pass. And as that's happening, I'm gonna cast some defensive spells on myself.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can definitely find, it's jagged enough rock here that you could definitely find somewhere to tie the rope down and to crawl across. The flames are starting to lick down into the chasm and burn the webbing beneath. So as you guys are crawling across, there's flaming webs beneath you. Slowly. So yeah, give me acrobatic checks from everyone as you go across.
Okay.
That's a good number.
10
I
bucks
got the
says I
dirty
failed.
20. This is now Timber's voice.
18.
I decided on just mage armor. I'm casting that now.
Okay.
I got 17.
Kieran?
7.
Oh.
7, like the number 7. Like below a 10, which is like an easy DC for those
Going
unaware.
into the burning
Yeah,
webs.
and, maybe, and that's probably what it was. So Kieran, Kieran, you're trying to crawl across, and this is not the adventuring you're used to. Crawling across ropes over flaming webs. So you fall. You're crawling across.
Could I have panically? Oh wait, did I even keep it? Oh, I do have Featherfall.
It is a reaction. You can cast Featherfall.
I can. Do I think I have to? I think I do have to,
yeah,
right?
He's still gonna slow. But
I think I'm gonna cast it because
Not to.
I think it's like a reactionary thing. Like I don't have time.
Yeah.
I would just.
I mean,
cast
it's better than him falling down the 60 feet, and probably will take less damage and be much safer. So Kieran,
And heads up, everybody has Featherfall now.
you slip from the rope. You start falling down, and you slowly, like a little cloud is beneath you as you start to slowly fall backwards down, and it starts getting really warm behind you.
I throw a rope down.
As the webbing is kind of burning down around you, you are going to take not a lot, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
A little bit, just 3 fire damage.
Just a little bit.
As the flames lick at your skin and damage.
That's pretty hard to do, by the way. It's still 60 feet per round. He's falling.
Oh, what? Really? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, Featherfall, basically, choose up to 5 within range. A falling creature's rate of descent slows to 60 feet per round until the spell ends.
Oh, per round. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's still 10
Yeah.
feet a second, if that.
Yeah. So it's not.
6 seconds.
Yeah. So it's. I mean, you'll still take the heat damage, but you safely land at the bottom because it is only 60 feet down. The webbings have burned away, so you didn't get caught in the webs. Spiders don't descend down on you because the webs have been burned away. And Cal, once you see sort of a clearing after the webs have burned, you can easily throw a rope down.
At the bottom of the gorge, can Kieran look left and right to see if there's anything down here?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
This I can do. Oh yeah, I can. 26.
Oh, fuck. That's so high.
I know.
Yeah,
Hope
you
there's
see
something
something. You see the so it's a chasm that comes down like this with collapsed stone. It goes pretty far to each side. You see down down towards the back, so the right from the entrance you came in. You see there is a little opening in the rubble, just a dark cave that goes deeper in some direction. And then you see that you can very easily from down here walk up towards the hole that leads into the other chasm. You might have to, rough it up the rocks, but you can easily walk up and walk into that other room from here.
So I just want to be clear. So the other room that has the cloaker and this other passageway, are they in the same area or are they opposite?
Opposite.
Okay. So holding on to the rope, Kieran's gonna walk towards that other one to go, and he's gonna call up, 1 second, I think I found something down here. Walk over and then take a look-see.
Okay. So you can see that it's a very small, narrow chamber that just it's collapsed stone that's just sort of collapsed in the right way to have a very narrow passage that leads into another room. That it's hard to really see what's in that room because it's so narrow. You guys would actually have to shimmy through to get to it, but it's low, so it's below that other room and below this room, wherever it leads to. It definitely looks like it leads into a space that opens up. It's not like just leading into an end of an earth.
Right. There's a hole down here. It looks like it leads into another room.
Well, you're in a hole.
Huh.
All right. Hang on. And I'm gonna tie the rope off, and I'm gonna rappel down.
Okay. Definitely easy enough to do. Safely. If you take your time, you get down, you join Kieran, and you see that it's exactly like I said, just a very narrow passage. You'd have to shimmy sideways through. You can see, I guess the only other thing you could really see is that there's kind of a slow trickle of water coming into here from there. And that's as best as you can see from here.
Can we?
The fire is slowly going out.
What do we see where we are? So across the chasm.
So on that side is much different. You get to the end, and there's actually. So are you going to walk all the way down it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's more webs over here that haven't lit up. They don't.
I do so.
Yeah.
Okay. Easy enough. They start to burn up. And it's thick over here. The webbing is thick. Like this is where they lay their eggs and they hang out. This is the much more spidery side. But as it burns really fast because there's so much of it, and it burns away. And you can see actually behind it is something you didn't expect. In a barrow or even in the earth like this, there is a door, a stone door with two lights on the left and right side that glow an eerie green, a very low dim light, just enough to light up the door. You can see there's some sort of mural on the door that you can't really see from here. Thick webbing, 3 C's. Thank you, chat. These spiders are thick too, so if they come down. But anyway, this you can't really make out the carvings from here to go in.
Did Sean just say you wanted to fuck those spiders?
What?
It's not what I meant.
No.
There's a door.
There's a door.
There's a crack in the chasm. There's a hole in the wall. You've got several to go. Which
I look at Wiswick and I go, there's magic shit over there. Go.
Right. I try to quickly scurry past the webbing as it burns away and make my way towards the door and see if I can identify it in any way as something that's familiar to me.
Give me an Arcana check.
Oh yeah, natural 20.
Ooh, okay. So the door, it's two stone, square stone doors that are closed together. You can't see through the crack of it. There's no light coming through it. There's just these eerie orbs to the left and right that grow a dull green, and they seem to be within this very ornate metalwork that kind of looks like flames around, like the shape of flames around a actual glowing light inside of it. They float. They're not attached to any wall sconces. The door depicts a very large circle with two like pillars in the middle of the circle. One is inlaid with silver, and the other inlaid with gold, and they look like stone pillars carved in the depiction. And then this circle that kind of comes around, and on the circle, it's just the circles are surrounded by stars carved in that are inlaid with gems, each star. And in the inside of the circle it looks like it's almost there's no gems here. The carving looks like waves, like an ocean. And then there's stars amongst that ocean that are carved, actual stars, not gems, 6-pointed stars almost. Very small carvings in there. And you notice along the circle on the outside are just the occasional like runic shape that you don't recognize what the shape is, or what language it is, or what if it has anything associated with magic. They're completely unfamiliar to you. At the top and bottom of the pillars, the gold and silver inlay quickly shifts. It veins up and shifts to obsidian on the top and bottom. With a natural 20, you would understand this to be the best way to put it, the pillar theory of the cosmos. A favored theory by archmages of the structure of the planes in the astral sea. In that in your readings, you understand that the pillars, the silver pillar is meant to be the Fae, and the gold pillar is meant to be Elysium. And together they hold up the structure of the cosmos. Where it turns to obsidian on the tops and bottoms is where it becomes what's understood as the outer planes that are ever trying to corrupt the pillars. And then those markings, you can't tell or read what they specifically are, but they represent other planes of existence. And the waves and stars in the center are meant to be the astral sea. And you would notice right in the center, between the two pillars, is a very thick, with 4 C's, diamond.
Would there be any, like, I'm just in awe looking at this beautiful,
This is
Just like marvelous.
This is the
Look at
like
this.
Wiswick's dream. What this is, whatever this door is, in this theory of the universe that is inlaid upon it.
Could I have, would the runes bear any, like, similarities to the etchings that I saw in the previous rooms?
They're completely different. The
Okay.
etchings in the other room that are on the tombs and the tree are very simple, very ancient. They're mostly small lines, like an ancient Viking-esque rune language, while these
That's
are
fine.
complicated runes that were definitely carved by an archmage of some kind to represent planes of
Comprehend
existence.
language isn't still up.
It won't work on these. They're not.
Yeah, it's
language.
a rune. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Could I possibly would I have any idea what that diamond in the center represents? Does it have some sort of meaning?
This diamond is unfamiliar and is not usually something between epicenter like that is not usually a part of this theory of the cosmos.
I want to investigate the diamond. Maybe like I'll touch it and I'll see if it like twists or comes out of place, or if there's like some sort of mechanical thing under it, if it has like any sort of like deviation between it and the mural.
Okay. So you notice as you're inspecting it and looking up, sort of at all the gems all glitter in light in a beautiful way. You notice there is sort of an inlaid groove between the diamond and the door. And as you reach up to touch it, as Scarlet and Timber, you're there, right? As soon as Wiswick touches the diamond, he dissipates into smoke.
Wiswick does?
Wiswick?
Mm-hmm. Wiswick completely dissipates into smoke and vanishes.
Wiswick?
Did you see that?
Yes.
Where did he go?
Let me just delete my character sheet real quick.
Maybe he cast invisibility on himself.
No,
Wiswick?
you don't dissipate if you're going invisible.
You've never seen him just run away in situations?
I've been invisible. That's not what happens.
Wiswick!
Huron!
It looked very much like the snap in Infinity War. He just
Oh, I faded away.
Yeah.
No.
Fade away.
I don't feel so good.
Can I run over to the?
So Kieran's like starting to like wiggle his way in, hears the call, and he's like, "Oh shit!" Wiggles his way back out.
You need to get up here.
All right then.
Both of
After
you.
he told Cal to come down.
You're getting your calisthenics in today.
the fire is almost out at this point. You're starting to notice spider legs.
Okay. Where was he? He was
What happened?
Wiswick
Where's
just
Wiswick?
he disappeared. He's gone. He disappeared, and he touched that, and he's gone.
Touched the. Oh. That's beautiful.
But that's your reaction,
I mean,
Don't
look at
touch
it. It's a piece of art.
Huron. He's gone.
Kieran,
What?
you would immediately be distracted by a specific you notice on there.
A what?
When you would see a specific rune carving on there, that would be familiar to you.
Okay, and what does that rune look like?
It's it has it's a crescent moon with several lines running through the moon up it, and it's sort of there's like the carving itself is inlaid with a bright moonstone color. It's just representative of Iluvania in her domain amongst this cosmic sphere.
And where does it lay on the door? Like, is it close to this diamond? Is it further towards like the Fae, or what was the other side?
Elysium.
Elysium. And what's Elysium?
Elysium is like celestials.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Celestials and the Fae hold up the
Right.
structure of the universe. It would be Iluvania's would be on the immediate the Fae side, and it would be right in the middle of the circle, directly across from the Fae.
Okay.
I'd like to cast Mage Hand, and I would like to pick up a rock and kind of just go over the door, or just kind of like scanning the door just to see what triggers, if something triggers the dust.
Yeah, so you see this shadowy hand wraps around a stone and nothing happens. The stone doesn't receive any markings either. Like you don't see any carvings or scratch marks from the stone. This door is not affected by any of that.
Even the diamond?
The diamond does not. Nothing happens. The no, it doesn't. No, with an inanimate object like the stone, nothing happens.
Can I drop the stone and try to take the diamond out?
As soon as the mage hand, it dissipates.
The mage hand dissipates.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I
I don't think we should touch it, but
What's everyone's passive perception?
23.
14.
23.
Yeah, that's
Huron, you're bewildered by this, and it's just a fascinating just structure that is potentially pre-conflict. But then you notice at the corner of your eye just a shimmer, almost like a curtain, like a magical shimmer across the shape of a hulking spider. You see no spider.
Kiran pulls out his glaive and goes, I think there's invisible spiders?
Oh,
Maybe...
It's visible ones weren't good enough.
Scarlet, what's your AC?
Fuck. 15.
15 to hit. A hulking spider appears right behind
I have
Scarlet.
my flames up.
That has this is not an ordinary spider. It has several red eyes, blue and silver skin, all of it with several beautiful shapes on it and little spines coming off as it just digs its jaws into your back, dealing.
Where's the file of Galandriel when you need
it? Dealing 6 points of piercing damage.
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh boy.
It's a good thing Kiran didn't get bit by this.
Why?
poison, probably.
Oh, you
And
saw that
13
stupid
points
ring.
of 13 points.
13?
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't get to make a
God.
con saving.
Yeah, you do need to make a con saving throw.
Oh my god. Guys, I'm down to 4 hit points. Ah, failed that.
This thing is
I'm
massive. So you're
8.
considered. You were considered. Oh, so actually no, you take that full damage. You could actually, if you succeeded.
Right.
Am I poisoned?
Ooh.
That wasn't a good noise.
Poison damage reduces the target to 0 hit points. No, because you're still up. No, you just take the damage. You just feel like this lethal venom dig into your veins as your veins feel warm and then burning, and then it's almost like you start like scratching at your arms, like you're trying to get the spiders out from under your skin. It's a horrifying feeling.
Nightmare fuel.
And you have
burn them all. Just blow yourself
burn
up.
myself. Yeah, I am resistant.
So, let's roll some initiative.
Scarlet, do you have
advantage? Yeah.
You want it from me too?
Yes, actually. No, Criswick, no.
Okay.
Because you can't come back in here.
Good, because that was the first bad roll I had all night.
So I had the battle map set up for the cloaker. So I'm here behind this.
Of course you did, Sean.
Okay. All right, so 20 to 25.
26.
All right.
Sorry, 22.
Hey, wait.
Yeah.
I'm still
21.
I never climbed up.
Cal's just waiting.
Yeah, he's down there. He's just hanging out in that
Cal,
hole.
I imagine Cal was like I don't want to.
So
just like leisurely preparing to climb up as
Yeah.
you hear Scarlet scream.
I have
Yeah.
a question.
Yes.
I have my alert feat. Other creature. Well, that's an advantage on attack rolls. Was it trying to surprise me? Because I can't be surprised.
It phased into reality from another plane of existence. So it's not like it was invisible behind you. It was another plane of existence. So I'd say that alert does not.
It doesn't count.
You can still be attacked in this way.
Okay.
I mean, it gives her the bonus to initiative, but that's it, right?
Yeah.
She technically alert. This is like you technically cannot be surprised, which is just a.
I mean, it wouldn't matter because it would still.
Yeah, it's still it
wouldn't
phased
matter.
into existence in it.
Right.
Visible, I might have a different opinion
Right.
on it, but
Right.
because it phased in with its ethereal jaunt, it got the jig on you. But you still get really high initiative. So Scarlet, you got 26.
Yep.
15 to 20.
I had 21 also, Sean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I had a 24. So.
Ooh, okay.
No, I'm sorry. 22 for me. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Fuck.
Timber.
What, Stefan?
Stefan, what'd you get?
I got a 3. I got a 3. You guys all consistently have like over 20. I don't
and you're
understand.
always under 10.
And it's
Actually,
like,
under 5.
18.
I think you need new dice.
You know what? I'm
that's not
actually
how
gonna.
dice work.
I'm going to still use the cloaker room for this, so we can shift to the battle map. But
Battle
Scarlet,
map.
we're going to be up first. The spider
Fabulous.
just attacked you. It's right on you.
Mm.
So if you wanted to attack it, you're in melee range.
Oh, yes, I would.
Let me get the battle map
Absolutely.
set up.
Okay.
No, you should no. You don't get time to set things up. That's not how.
Yeah, that's not how this thing works.
Yeah, misrolled. You always get bad initiative. I don't know what it is. Like it's like literally like my rolls, and whenever I'm rolling for perception, it's like 15 or higher.
You need new
That's like-
dice, man.
That's not how dice work.
Actually, it is.
Also,
Actually, it
I
is.
roll
Dice have their
from-
own brains.
I roll from 7 different dice, constantly rotating through. So it's not like there's any specific one.
I think you just need better luck then.
Yeah, I have a theory. I think it's the camera. Because when I'm on camera, I roll great. And you have a really crappy one. So
no. Well, but it's not just that. It's literally only for initiative that I roll, usually between 1 and 5. And then, attack rolls are usually pretty standard. I get most hits in. And again, perception checks are always just through the roof. So it's like they know, but that's not how dice work.
Well, they know.
That's not how dice work.
I'm just lucky.
I'm super lucky. You kidding me? Natural 20 and I get banished? Feels great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Huron, you're at the bottom there. You can water spot there to be the chasm. Cal, you're in there, and the bottom of the map is where the door is with the diamond. So Scarlet, you are up
Alex,
first.
switch our views.
Great.
I will, Tim.
All right. After screaming because this thing is just the poison is going through my veins and
horrendous
feeling like
feeling,
there's yep, like there's spiders everywhere. I'm going to swing around and I'm going to drive my dagger into one of its eyes.
Oh boy! All right, roll to attack.
That is going to be a 16.
16 hits.
Yes. What's my d4s? 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay. It is not engaged, so
Yeah.
it does not
Yep.
have sneak attack.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead.
You're gonna do your offhand.
No, I'm going to bonus action get the fuck out of there.
I had a feeling you were going to. Do you want to
Yep.
just get as far away as you can?
As
back
far
towards the
away as
door?
I possibly can. Yes, please.
Maybe go next to Huron so he can start with
Yes,
the
yep,
healing
yep.
touch.
Yep. That is where I would like to head.
Sean, you need to add sound effects to zooming.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Yeah.
Next.
Next to
next to
Kieran,
Kieran.
so he can do his magic.
Shit.
It's you just okay.
Sorry, my setup's all.
You need like one of those like long grabbers to like so you
I
don't
just
have
have
to
too
like
many
walk
wires
around
that
your
are all-
your whole
I'm
table.
gonna
and-
get a new desk so I can do like the side thing we talked about.
yeah,
Yeah,
get an
yeah.
L desk.
Yeah, I need an
Yeah.
L desk for this.
Sean, I
alright,
wanted to be next to Kieran.
Oh, you didn't want to be that far?
No, I want to be next to him so he can work
Okay,
some
yeah.
magic.
Yeah, no problem. While I move that, Cal, you are up. It'll take your full move. It's gonna take you a lot to get up. It's probably gonna. You can.
So I wasn't allowed to like say this because we just went right into it. In my head, I was halfway up the rope, but I was grumbling about it.
That's fine.
Like that's what I was gonna be doing. I was like, son of a bitch, goddamn piece
Yeah.
of shit.
So I assumed that's what you were doing. So that's
In this
perfect.
fucking dungeon, I hate it down here. I just hate this so much.
It's still gonna take you your movement and action to get up to the top because it's half your movement speed to climb, and the rope, and it's a 60-foot chasm. So you'll need your dash and your movement to get that 30 feet to get to the top. But you'll be right on top of the spider.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You still have your bonus action.
I don't think I do much with those, to be honest with you.
I don't think you do either. You can yell at it. Hey.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay. Timber, you're up.
I'm
Face
good.
Spider's on deck, and then Kieran.
Gonna flank it with Cal.
All right. And you're gonna go for some pop.
Well, I'm gonna hex him while I get closer.
All right. Bonus action hex.
Si, senor.
All right.
And then I go for the attack. What did I get? That's not good. I miss.
What'd you get? What'd you roll?
4.
That does not hit you. Okay.
Oh wait, hold on. I have advantage. Wait.
I was about to say.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Step
that's a
in.
17. All right. Yeah, we're in business.
I do imagine Cal did use his bonus action to shout, "There's a big spider here!"
So
Thank you, chat. What did you get on your advantage roll?
that I got a 17. Damage wise, it's 7 physical damage and 2 necrotic damage.
All right.
Whoa, where are you getting this necrotic damage from, mate?
So you watch.
Oh, don't worry about it, Cal.
you
Don't worry about it, buddy.
watch these shadows cling to the spider, dulling the blue glittering glow of the spider as Timber deals. How much necrotic was it?
2.
Okay.
And
Timber digs into its side or its back hulking mass.
I give it disadvantage or whatever on strength stuff.
Strengths? Okay. All right. It is the phase spider's turn. The phase spider is going to use its action to bite, to attempt to bite Timber. That's a 10 to hit.
Yeah.
It does not hit. As it does that, the spider, after the spider fails to bite at Timber, he kind of backs away as you see the little arms around its face clawing towards you, very Shelob, except bright blue and gray. And then as it reels back, it phases away.
No.
You cannot see where it is.
Oh, God.
And you look up and you see some of the spiders from above are starting to come down towards you.
Ah, shit.
Huron, it is your. Or anything else, Timber?
No, that was my minor action saying, ah, shit.
As you watch 2 spiders jump down around Cal there and start to slowly crawl towards him. Huron, you're up.
Hey, I have those same figures. Kieran's gonna lay a hand on Scarlet, cast Cure Wounds at first level, heal her for 12 points of healing
Thank you.
damage. And this door behind us
Yep.
with the diamond. I wasn't there to watch Wiswick disappear.
Yeah, all you know is that he did disappear. You don't know exactly what happens. But they would have said the diamond. He touched the diamond and disappeared.
Right. All right, Kieran's gonna step forward, probably like 15 feet or so, and just get into a ready stance with his glaive.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
That's gonna end his turn.
All right. Back to the top of the order with Scarlet.
Okay. I want to bonus action hide, maybe behind one of the pillars that are there.
Yep. Give me a stealth check.
23.
Okay. So you believe that you are well
Great.
back against the pillar.
All right.
As Curon's divine magic is purifying the poisonous pain from your skin away, and you feel back comfortable again.
Good. So I'm just gonna press my back against that pillar, and I'm just gonna hold my dagger in my hand, and I'm gonna hold my action until I see it.
Okay. You're gonna hold your action until you see it and it's within range to
Yes.
attack.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's everything you can
That's
do.
it.
So Cal, you're up.
Boy. Okay. So I'm gonna turn and stab that spider to my back left.
Yep. All right. Go ahead and roll to attack.
Yeah. That's not phenomenal. It's like a 13.
13. I am fairly certain will hit. Yes, that'll hit.
Dope. 7 plus whatever the hell the thing is 5. 12 damage.
12 damage. All right. So you watch this spider kind of reeling up towards you, about to attack you. And you stab forward, and you pierce one of its eyes, and it reels up and down, very Shelob-like. They're all like Shelob. As it lets out this horrifying screech. And then it kind of gets down low, ready to strike back. Anything else?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll probably do a thing. No. Nah, I'll hold off on it.
Okay. Timber, you are up. And then the phase spider and the spiders on deck.
Timber's gonna whip out his kunai and hold his action for whenever the spider comes up.
Okay.
I'm going
Alright.
to stay where I am.
Yep, and hold the throw, right?
Yep.
Okay. So you all tensely waiting as Cal is fighting back spiders when suddenly the phase spider reappears right in front of, or right to the left of Huron, and goes in for an attack on him. As he does this, Timber, you can do your throwing attack.
That's what I should have done.
That is a number. It's a number. Dirty 20. That
hits.
Another dirty 20.
Another dirty 20 for episode
Another
20.
dirty 20. Hey.
Hey.
Oh, that's better.
Hey.
That is 7 damage plus 5 necrotic damage.
Okay. It's 12 damage total.
Decent.
This thing is looking hurt. You watch as the shadows are sort of like occasionally coming off the spider and then pulling back down on it. And you see this, they almost pierce through the skin, as you can see sort of light coming from underneath the skin as its innards are shown in this shadow and light combination of the hex damage as the blade pierces right into its, like, between its abdomens, and then just the shadow goes in deeper into the spider as it reels back and comes down for an attack on you. Yeah, let's use this dice. That is a 19 to hit.
Ouch.
Oh, Curon, yeah, 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Yeah, kill the healer, Sean. Kill the healer.
That is 9 points of piercing damage. You need to make a Constitution saving throw.
8.
Okay, so then that is... Oh, no. So 9 points of piercing damage,
Yeah.
and 9 points of poison damage.
Doubled.
Doubled because you're vulnerable to it. So 18 points of poison damage.
So that knocks me unconscious.
Already?
Kill the healer, Sean.
Boy.
Kill the healer.
That was just 27 points of damage.
Yeah. It used its bonus action already, so it cannot phase. Huron, you watch as this thing bites into Huron's side as he was looking forward, waiting for it to come back for where it was. Bites into him, and you just see that reeling pain, that same pain as he kind of drops his glaive and starts to claw at his own skin. As you can sort of see his blood turning black as he just falls to the ground, and the spider just sort of crawls over his body, just like challenging you all. Which leads us to the other spider's turn, where they're gonna go after Cal. Both of them are gonna go at Cal. First one, that is 18 to hit.
Nope.
Okay, first one misses. Second one, that is going to miss as well. So they both come up to you, and you just easily carry them back and keep them at bay with your as they try to get at you. Huron, I'll need you to make your first death save.
There's no modifier to this, right?
No.
7.
You
That
take.
is a failure.
You don't say. Oops.
Sorry.
That's like the 5th 7-year-old today, man.
Yeah, you gotta get new dice.
7s and 20s.
That's not how dice work.
All right, you better get new fingers.
That makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay, Scarlet, you're up.
Okay. Would I have seen Kieran go down?
Yeah, you'd be like held
peeking
up tight
around?
against it and looking over.
Yeah.
You would just see the spider bring him down, collapses down, drops his glaive, and the spider's legs just crawl over on top of it,
Ooh. Okay.
claiming it like Sheila climbing over Frodo.
Hey, Sean, have you seen
I don't know where
Lord
you
of
got
the
this
Rings?
Do I like Lord of the Rings? I don't.
Yeah. All right.
All right, what are you doing?
I am going to take a healing potion out of my belt, and I'm going to rush forward and bonus action would administer it to him.
Okay, so go ahead and roll the health for that healing potion.
And that is 2d4 plus 2. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 points of healing.
Okay,
And then
Kieran, you're
go
back up with 8 points of health. As Scarlet, you kind of dash forward. You skid across sort of the wet surface of the stone and slide underneath the spider. Keep fighting it off with your dagger, like holding it at its bay as it starts to come down, trying to claw at you.
Yep.
Like Sheila.
like Sam going to rescue Frodo. As Kieran, you suddenly, as you look above you, as Scarlet is holding the monstrous spider clawing down, trying to get to you to eat you.
Grabs his glaive and just like, Vanya.
Scarlet, you still have an action.
Yep. I'm going to just like with a shove of with my hand, with my dagger in my hand, I just want to kind of just like swipe at it up at the top.
All right. Go ahead and roll to attack.
That is a 18.
18 will hit.
Great. 3 plus 4, 7 points of piercing damage. Now, technically, it was engaged with Huron, right?
Yeah, it's sneak
You
attack.
do get sneak attack,
Yeah,
yes.
good. All right. Oh, well, it was a crappy sneak attack. Plus 3, so
10 total.
Yep.
Okay, so you're keeping it at bay. You're holding it back. It's just snap at your face as you just bring the dagger in and slash it across its eyes, cutting out half of its 8 eyes as it just squeals and reels back. And it looks very hurt at this point. It's got the kunai sticking out of it. It's got these shadows writhing around it. It's bleeding out of its face, bleeding out of its side. Its blood is black and pouring out in a viscous material. Which brings us to Cal. It's your turn.
I'm gonna stab a spider. 18 to hit.
That hits.
12 damage.
That is. Okay, the spider is barely holding on. It's as little health as it could possibly have.
Like one.
Maybe one, maybe two.
Okay.
Don't action search for that.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna sit there, still angry about these spiders.
Harumphing as these spiders.
Out of this flame-begotten fucking cavern. I hate this fucking. It's dirty.
Timber, you're up.
Oh, okay, I'll kill this thing. Yeah, I run up.
To
The
phase or
phase
other spiders?
spider.
Okay. You can get flanking with Scar.
Sure, I would like to do that. Especially because that roll sucked. Oh my god, that was worse. Alright, how does a 13 sound to you? Sean.
13 is exactly what you got.
Oh wow.
Just go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. That is 6 damage and 5 necrotic damage.
6 and 5 for 11.
Yep.
It is still standing.
I
This
use my
creature-
bonus action
Yeah.
to bite it.
Oh,
Hell
okay.
yeah.
Go ahead and roll to attack.
Does that really seem like a good idea?
No, but it does more damage.
Fair.
Natural 14.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
I shall. Ooh, okay. That is 9 piercing damage. And that is
How do you wanna do this?
5 necrotic
Yeah.
damage.
Nice time.
Does it have like a... Oh. Okay, so... Timber's gonna, like, see Kieran, or, you know, the spider on top of Kieran and Scarlet, and he's gonna run over, and he's gonna go on the left side of it, as I imagine, or the right... Yeah, left side of it. Run up to the legs, and just take his arms and, like, spread them, and, like, and kind of just, like, twist them and try to peel them off, and then with the one in the middle, he's going to bite at it and try to rip it off.
Okay, so this creature is writhing with this hex-like shadow that you've placed upon it. As you watch as Scarlet slashes its face and it reels back, and you dash around it and you grab at 2 of its legs and you just start to rip them. You feel the carapace cracking beneath your palms as the gooey inside start to pour out of these legs as you kind of put your leg down and rip the legs off and bite and rip another leg off, and just this creature just collapses and writhes in pain as it's just oozing out its blood and ichor and everything within it as it just slowly stops moving.
I just collapsed the spider on top of Kieran and Scarlet.
Yeah, it definitely Kieran, the spider does completely land on top of you.
And then
Much
I use
like that warg that fell on Gimli. That's the last LOTR.
Oh my god.
I used the last of my movement to get flanking position on the other spider with Cal.
Okay. So you won't be able to get right. What's your movement again? 40?
It's 40, yeah.
Okay, so you won't be able to get right up on it, but you'll be able to get pretty close.
No?
You used. Actually, no, you have just enough. You used 25. Yeah, you can get up on it.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Anybody got prestidigitation without me around?
That brings us to the spider's turn. They are absolutely going to try to run away now that they've seen you destroy the alpha spider, so to speak. So Huron and Cal, you'll get opportunity attacks on these spiders.
Timber.
Sorry. Timber and Cal, you can attack them if you want.
I mean, I have reach now, but
Sure.
it's only 10
Let's see
feet.
why
So.
not.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Sean is awesome.
I have do we both have advantage on that?
Cal does not, but you do.
Okay.
I don't need it.
I do, okay? Because I rolled
Cal,
a
you
natural
18
one.
again.
Yeah, Cal, you kill this thing. How do you want to kill it as it's trying to escape?
I want to stab it disdainfully.
Just with a harumph. Just stab it as it's trying to get away, and it.
It's such a quick motion that you can't see it, and the thing just like kind of crumples over, and I'm like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Your sword is covered in this black ink.
Yeah, I hate it.
So
as
number
the
one,
spider just
Zealots.
crumples down and falls
Number
into
two.
the pit below.
Spider.
What'd you get?
It's like when that guy killed that thing in that movie.
It's like that movie we all saw. Timber, what'd you get on your attack?
I got a dirty 20.
All right, go ahead and roll
Another
damage.
one.
Roll. That's 7 damage.
All right, so you kind of give this thing one last swipe and it skitters down into the.
Slap its butt.
Yeah, pretty much spank the spider as it's escaping.
Ooh.
But it does get away with just its wounds, and you see all the spiders above are crawling away, like they're leaving. They're going deeper into the caverns away. Some of them are actually crawling into the cloaker room. As you hear one of them just get by the cloaker, and just like, and you start hearing ripping and gross sounds coming from in there. But that would take us out of initiative.
Tim
out
would
of combat.
apologize and start pushing the spider off of Kieran.
No, I greatly appreciate it. I guess that poison really hit me hard.
Here. And I reach. Do you still feel? Are you still poisoned?
I didn't get poison. I just took poison
yeah.
damage.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, no. Actually,
Unless
you are poisoned.
Oh.
I just remembered. Yeah, the poison damage reduces the target to 0 hit points. The target is stable but poisoned for 1 hour.
I take out one of my poison resistance.
Yeah,
potions.
technically you're also paralyzed. But yeah, Kieran, you notice that you're not fully paralyzed. Your joints are really rigid, and it's really difficult and painful for you to move.
it's very difficult and painful for me to move. I don't like this.
Can you look at the door like this?
Try stretching.
We pick Kieran up and like move his body around so he can look at the door. No. I take a what's it called, poison resistance potion, and I jam it in his mouth.
Yeah. So, as this really herbaceous tasting potion that tastes a lot like dirt and herbs.
I'd like a vocab check on herbaceous.
Herbaceous. Herbaceous. Yeah, go ahead and look it up, please.
You got it. You're right.
You start to feel slowly your joints loosening. It's like when you have a stiff neck and suddenly you can move your neck again. This is just as the poison leaves
better?
your
Is that
veins.
better?
Much appreciated, Timber. Thank you very much.
All right, so
And actually, while we're at it, healing touch.
Wiswick.
Where's Wiswick?
There he is.
Wiswick, you feel yourself for a moment. You see nothing but darkness, but you're still conscious. And then suddenly your vision comes back as if from a shroud has been lifted, as you are reconstituted in a room that has it's a square room. It's about 30 by 30. The walls are barred cages. The floor is is also made of wrought iron bars. You hear a lot of dripping and actual live falling water. Actually, the floor is not made of bars. Sorry, the floor is made of tiles. But the walls all around you are made of wrought iron bars. See past them is rough stone walls with water pouring down. And it's a shallow pool. You see on the other side of the room, the wrought iron gives way to a stone wall with a stone door with some inscripted writing on it. You see on the floor the stone slab tiles are uneven. Some of them kind of placed up while others are flat. And in the center of the room, there's just a a single mirror, essentially. Just a small mirror that's probably about 5 feet tall. And then you start to hear a low something else in here.
Okay, so do I see my own reflection in the mirror?
Yes.
Is there anything strange about the mirror? Is anything else in the room depicted differently inside of it, or anything along those lines?
Do you want to?
I'm
get
not going to
closer
do a
and-
quick investigation. I
Just
think,
in-
yeah, it was just quick glance. If there was
Alright,
anything that
yeah.
immediately
Give me a
caught my eye.
perception check.
Not great. I got a 7.
It's a mirror in the center of the room. There's the tile stone floor, wrought iron around you. You do notice out of the corner of your eye a large lizard-like shape beyond the bars that just slid into the water.
All right, so it's on the other side of the bars, like
Yes.
not near me. Okay.
Mhm.
Is the area in front of me that has the mirror and further on, is there any entrances that I think can connect where he was to where I am?
Give me a. If you're doing another glance, give me a perception check.
Okay. This time I got a 17.
Okay. So you do notice that on the on either side, the wrought iron does sort of differ from the general way that looks like it lifted. You can see.
Sorry, you're
chains
cutting
connected-
out a little.
Sorry. You see chains connected to the wrought iron in the center on the right and left, like the center parts can be lifted up to let the beast into this chamber.
Okay. How far away is the mirror from me?
The mirror is the chamber is 30 by 30, so the mirror is 15 feet away. Right, it's dead center of the chamber.
And further down the chamber, is that another 15 feet?
Yes, there's another 15 feet where the tiled stone turns to rough, not hewn stone that leads towards a stone doorway that's very similar but without any etchings to the one that got you in here, and that has an inscription on it.
First thing I want to do is I want to cast Prestidigitation, and I'm going to create a shower of sparks, a small shot of sparks, and I'm going to shoot it 10 feet forward towards the mirror. It's not going to reach the mirror, of course,
Mhm.
but I just want to see if my magic is working correctly in this strange new place I find myself.
Yeah, so the sparks fire in front of the mirror. The spell goes off. You see the everything seems normal right now. You do hear the creature sort of at that, and you see kind of like its scaly spine moving across the water, and then you can actually see a little bit of light coming from its head as it looks up. You can see its eyes glow a bright amber.
I think first thing I would do is use Misty Step one more time to get to the other side of this contraption. I want to avoid all of the lifting up areas, like all those panels on the ground.
Okay, so you're avoiding all of any of the loose-looking panels, trying to just get to that other side where the rocky.
Yeah, I'm trying to line myself up because I'm afraid that like that mirror has some sort of like magical property.
Mhm.
So I want to line myself up with a pathway that has a few like safe spots, if you will, like places where I don't like see that elevation in
Yeah.
the ground.
Yeah.
like where it's near the mirror, and then shoot for the distance.
Okay. Easy enough to do. You appear on the other side near the door. You'll notice that it's like there's like a tunnel underneath this part where the creature is moving through, and you see it come out the other side as it just sort of like claws up at the cage for a second. As you see, it's just sort of like, and it's like biting onto the bars. You can see it's kind of like it looks a lot like an alligator, but with a squatter face, a flatter face, a lot more vicious spines on its back, and it has 6 legs.
Whoa.
And it's probably, from this vantage point, you could probably see that it's probably like 7 feet long.
I think that I'm scared shitless. I tumble backward, just staggering back, being very frightful of the whole thing, and I crawl on all fours towards the door and start grabbing the doorknob, trying to twist it open.
Prestidigitation, just get rid of the poop in your pants.
There's no doorknob, just stones. And when you push on it, they don't budge. There's just they're blank except for an inscription on the top that's written in a language.
It hasn't been an hour yet.
I'd say, you know what? You're coming towards the end of the spell, and you've just enough time to read this inscription. It's in Elvish, or no. Sorry, no. It's in Old Draconic, and it simply says. Sorry, let me get my.
Speak, friend, and enter.
No, it says my eyes glow bright, and my eyes glow bright and reflect back to me, and I open these doors.
Is the mirror double-sided?
No, it's only on one side.
I see that, and I'm gonna try and carefully make my way to the mirror. And I want to. Is it like turnable? Do you think I'm just looking at it? Do you think I can manage to move the mirror so it's facing the
when you
door
get
that I'm
when you get close to it, avoiding the lifted stones on the ground, that when you get close to them, you can tell they look like pressure plates. The mirror is on a swivel; it can turn. And while you're investigating that, I'm going to check back in with the rest of you on the other side of this door, or whatever passage.
I feel like Wiswick is facing a basilisk.
So the combat has just ended. You've healed Kieran of his poisoning. What do you guys want to do?
Well, we need to find out where Wiswick went.
Should we just go? Should we go touch that and see if we end up with him?
As far as you know, Wiswick could be dead.
I
Right,
wouldn't.
yeah.
I wouldn't. Kieran, what did you find down there?
Down in the crevice, there was another opposite the cloaker room. Was a narrow passage that led into another room. I heard faint sound of water, but otherwise couldn't really get a good look.
Cal turns around and climbs back down that rope.
Well, now wait a minute, Cal. We haven't decided. That's the next course of action. Would you rather touch the diamond? To see
Goddamn
what
cavern, fucking piece of... As I'm rappelling down the rope.
Yeah, he's I imagine
Okay,
you
then.
just like very suavely, while grumpily, you just slide down the rope really suavely as you're like, fucking dungeons.
Well, I guess Cal
Why
has decided
anyone
to
ever
go
wanted to
that
go
way.
underground, I don't understand. I don't get it. There's plenty of things to do up top. There's light. Yeah.
Should
So I'm
we
gonna
just
start looking
that
deeper
way?
into that thing that the direction that he was going.
Yeah, so Cal, when you get in there, you kind of slide in. It takes you a second, and you peek out, and you see that it is on the other side is a long tunnel that is sort of leading up, and there's just sort of a gentle flow of water trickling down. But it leads up, and you can't see above the curve. It's not like a super steep. It's just long enough that you can't see where it curves up to.
Fucking hate this place.
Kieran, what should we do?
Well, so when he touched the diamond, what exactly happened?
I shall show you. I cast Mage Hand, and I used the Mage Hand to touch the diamond.
The hand fades into molecules, essentially, are particles. Wiswick, you would notice on the other side for a moment, and I see a mage hand fade away as its magical connection is severed.
Ooh, that changed. Wait, hold on. Does it just appear where I was standing before?
Yes.
I scream out, Timber!
This thing just like
He's yelling, timber! Sorry.
Cal.
It's going down!
Cal, you hear in the distance very faintly.
Coming from up the water.
Yeah.
I would start running in that direction.
Did we hear it?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
Kieran would hear it very faintly. Passive perception. You would just hear like.
I know that cry. I've heard it so much now. It has to be Wiswick. He's here somewhere.
Where did you hear it?
I couldn't quite tell. It was definitely far off.
So he's alive.
Yes.
Oh,
Should we just go through the diamond?
Cal, were you going deeper down that tunnel?
I was headed towards the scream.
Okay, so as you're heading in there, you notice the tunnel has collapsed quite a bit. It goes pretty far and actually twists at a certain point. You feel like you're walking for a very long time. The echo of Wiswick's scream traveled pretty far, but eventually you get to the end, where there's just a collapsed stone. As you got closer, there was more water to the point of it being like a very strong stream coming out, and it's coming out of these collapsed stones. And you look up at the top, and it's rushing pretty quickly out into the stones from a small hole at the top that has water just pouring down into this space.
How big are these
At this
stones?
point, it's like a light waterfall almost coming down.
How big are these stones?
There's some that are large that you couldn't move, and then some of them are much smaller. You could definitely maybe make you can't really tell what's on the other side of the gap because the water is gushing out.
Mm-hmm. I want to try and pull out a critical stone that knocks the whole thing over.
Give me an investigation check.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
That's
I'm literally a god amongst men. It's a natural 20.
So Cal, you take a moment, and I'll say, well, get down into the there and start heading in. If that's what you want to do. You guys wanted to go down the rope, right?
I actually was gonna do something different.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just
Yeah.
So Cal, you sort of pace around this as you watch the water going in a certain. There's very faint lights. This entire tunnel had those same green orbs in it. You noticed, and every space like this has a very eerie green glow throughout. And then you look and you carefully examine one rock. as you step back, and the whole thing just starts to,
Jenga!
as a massive
hilarious.
hits you.
You're gonna have to say that again. You broke up.
A massive flow of
Dick.
water comes down and hits you.
I would have
Uh,
taken my cape and hat off and hung it up on like a ledge.
I imagine you would hang it like
Yeah.
as you're just like
jeez.
So what's your strength?
17.
Yeah, so the water hits you and you take a few steps back, but it's not strong enough to knock you down.
Like one of the Ents in Lord of the Rings.
Break the dam! As the water starts pouring through very fast at this point, and you can see at the top of the water just a lip of air that leads into a room, and you see a lot of green light emanating through. Wiswick, you would see the water start to towards the corner of the outside of the cage. There's enough water coming in, waterfalls in the edges of this room that it's not going to drain. But you would notice the water suddenly moving much quicker towards a corner of the room where it starts to like dip down and pour out into another room. So yeah, it's connected. But Cal, you would just see the tip into the room, and you could just barely make out maybe some of the wrought iron bars.
I scream out again and I say,
Was that you guys?
Very
Look out!
clearly here.
In the water! Look out in the water!
Wiswick, what are you saying?
Watch out the water!
Yes, I see the water. It's fine.
There's a big snake or monster thingy in the water.
Fuck, I hate this fucking dungeon. My clothes are fucking wet. This water is disgusting.
What do you do, Cal? What are the rest of you doing up there?
I am going to turn around and with a big, I can't take this anymore. I'm going to reach and touch the diamond.
Fades away. You all see her fade away. Wiswick, you looking past the mirror would see constituted Scarlet there. Scarlet, as you see like a shroud lifted over you, you see a mirror directly across from you in the same room I described to Wiswick, and you can, if you just turn, you would look and see Wiswick pushed up against the wall of this stone door. And you would hear Cal from somewhere going, "Fucking hate this place."
Wiswick, are you all right?
I think as soon as like she appears, Wiswick tries to like calm himself down. He like shakes his head and is just like,
Well, took you long enough.
Scarlet, that's exactly when you would notice. And you'd see this thing staring right at you. Bright amber eyes. What do you do?
What do I do?
You need to give me a
Oh no.
A butthole.
Oh, is this a...
Oh no.
I think I know what this is.
I know
Yeah.
exactly what's going on. Stefan already said what it was.
you need to give me a constitution save.
Oh, I'm not good at these. Nope, not good at all. 9.
Scarlet, as you stare into these eyes, you become transfixed by them for a moment, and then you look down at your hands as your joints start to stiffen, and you see from your fingertips, your arms are turning to stone, slowly.
Oh fuck.
Oh fuck!
As this thing is just staring directly at you, and you are slowly turning to stone.
Wiswick, what do I do?
Can I do something?
Yeah.
Have I seen this monster before?
You, as soon as you see Scarlet's hand, you would know of stories of basilisks in the Underdark that if the eye contact is reached and you don't turn away, or incapacitate it, you do start to turn to stone. Scarlet, Wiswick, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to turn the mirror towards the creature and shoot some sort of cantrip, zero chill touch at it. So it
While
looks
that's
my way.
okay. While you're doing that, Scarlet, I need you to make another Constitution saving
Oh
throw.
my goodness. Can I try and cast Produce Flame in my hand? Or can I not?
You're restrained. You can't.
Cool.
Your hands are unusable.
Okay. 18.
Okay, so your hands, you notice is like your hands starting to turn to stone, and it's you start to like you turn your eyes away, kind of realizing what's happening, and at that moment, Wiswick, you produce the flaming hand to attract the basilisk's view, and you're turning the mirror towards it.
Yes.
Okay, so the basilisk, I'm going to roll to see if it gets.
Look over here, you big lug.
So it it does not look over, unfortunately. It's maintaining its eye contact at Scarlet, but Scarlet, you've resisted it at this point, and you've turned away. And as you've turned away, you're looking as you see the stone starts to dissipate from your hands, and you suddenly get the ability to move your hands as the creature's just
I
as
do
it's just
not
staring
look
in
at
your
it.
direction.
Avoiding all eye contact.
What happened to Clayton?
I'm here.
He's still there.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's behind the mirror. He turned,
Oh,
but the beast wasn't distracted by it, his cantrip, so it didn't
Okay.
look.
got it.
Would I have seen Wiswick turn the mirror?
Yes.
All right. I want to walk over to the mirror and just kind of put a hand in front of it, and I want to cast Produce Flame in front of the mirror, and see if that'll draw its attention.
Yeah.
Careful! There's traps. Don't let them in.
Oh.
Ah,
Yeah.
fuck. I can make a dexterity saving throw.
Scarlet, when you
You want me to?
step on a pressure,
You cut out.
Got out.
you notice as you're walking towards the mirror, you do step on a pressure plate, and you wince.
Mm-hmm.
And Wiswick, you like nothing happens.
Well,
And the whole
am
thing.
I still standing on it? Is it like am I standing
are
on the
still
pressure
standing
plate?
on it, yeah.
Okay, I am not going to get off the pressure plate.
You actually, what you notice when you stand on the pressure plate
Mm.
across the room,
The door.
door lifts just a little bit.
Wiswick.
How many pressure plates are there? Are there exactly 5?
Listen, be very careful. If that door opens, it's gonna get in here. We need to use this mirror to defeat it. The sign on the door told me that this is the only way we can stop it.
So the stone door started open when he standing on the pressure plate.
So
The stone door started.
Yeah,
open?
not the wrought iron.
So the
Oh,
door
okay.
doesn't lead to where the basilisk is. Right?
No.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Is that space large enough for you to get under?
It's probably not. It didn't lift
Okay.
enough for Wiswick to fit under.
Okay.
Scarlet,
Mm.
take it slow. Slowly step off the plate. I'm going to try something else.
I tilt the mirror away from the basilisk and towards the door and look it through the mirror.
Oh, did it look when I did Produce Flame, or did I not?
It didn't.
It didn't. Okay.
No. It actually just jumped back into the water after you
Ah.
both sort of vanished behind the mirror.
Okay.
We gotta take this slow, one thing at a time.
Kieran, Timber, and Cal, what are you all doing?
Timber is sitting there like, God damn it.
Should we go check on Cal? He went back into the crevice, and
The-
it sounds like is that rushing water I hear?
Yeah, you'd start to hear some rushing water. It would take a little while to get down the entire hall, but the echoing of it would sound like there's more rushing water down there.
I stepped out of the flood of water, and now I'm just staring at it angrily.
Yeah.
You would
Waiting
start
for it
to,
to-
yeah, you
waiting for it to cease.
you would as it keeps going, you would have started to hear Scarlet talking in there, yelling at Wiswick. The water does not cease. It doesn't seem like it's going to stop. It's just pouring in.
All right. Well, it'll either fill up this chamber eventually, and I'll be able to swim through, or hydrodynamics doesn't work in this world. And, I'm
The
just
chamber's
gonna
being
sit-
fed by more water.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
And so I'm just gonna sit here angrily staring at it because I don't think I can swim up a waterfall.
It would be hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a, I mean, you collapsed a lot of the, crawl up the stone and kind of, it would be really hard to do to get through because it's not
Yeah.
like a straight down waterfall. It's flooding into the
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. So, Huron, you're going to start heading down towards Cal?
Well, he had asked Timber, like, hey, what's up?
Okay.
I think that so they're alive. If you did can figure out if that was Wiswick's voice, and if Scarlet is alive, then we should go through the door. I'll wait here. You go down.
Roger Dodger. Huron repels down the rope.
Yeah. Easily enough, you can get to Cal. It takes you a little while, but you get there. And you would see the rushing water. Cal just with his hands on his hips. And you could hear in the inside Scarlet and Wiswick talking.
So, Scarlet, I'm going to try and face the mirror towards the door. It was a little vague, but let's see if this works. If not, we'll try pressing more of the pressure plates to open it.
All right.
So yeah, I face the mirror towards the door. I look through the mirror and I use prestidigitation or disguise self, your choice, to make my eyes glow, like it said in the depiction. And I look through the mirror.
Okay. So your eyes glow in the reflected mirror. Scarlet, you step off the pressure plate. The door goes down, and there's no reaction to the reflection on the door.
I'm gonna slowly I'm gonna say,
Hold on, I have another idea.
I slowly rotate the mirror, and like I'm just doing a 360 very slowly until it eventually goes back to where it was before, like facing Scarlet.
Okay. Nothing happens. The mirror rotates.
So there's no, it doesn't go back when I face it back where it was. The door doesn't go back up.
Nope.
What did it say?
What did it say, Sean?
It said, oh god,
Something about
the eyes have to
glowing
look
eyes
back.
reflecting, and I'll open.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something like that.
Do you say
Okay.
it back to her?
Yeah, the glowing eyes reflect. We'll open the door.
You see the words dissipate, and the gates start to move up as the basilisk starts to move very swiftly through the water towards the opening as you've
crap.
triggered the trap, reading the inscription out loud.
It's the opposite of Lord of the Rings.
Since it's so late, I don't want to jump into combat right now. So we're gonna pick up there.
Oh my god.
As
That
as
is not
the-
what I expected.
The chains start to rattle. The gates move up. You hear as the see its spines in the water. The light underneath glistening. Huron and Cal, you would hear the chains moving, and you would hear the beast moving. And you would, I'm sure, hear some frightened gasps coming from Wiswick as this basilisk claws up onto the bars and is starting to enter into the chamber. And we'll pick up with that combat next week.
I'm so sorry.
Why?
Because I made him say it.
Yeah, but like he was gonna say it out loud at some point anyway.
Was I though?
I don't know.
Thank you,
I probably
everyone.
never would have guessed the answer.
Thank you, everyone who stuck around with us all the way to 10 o'clock in this very not so barrowy barrow. As we are going to continue going deep into this mysterious part of the dungeon leading to somewhere. Starting next week with some combat. It's going to take. It'll be very interesting to see how Cal and Huron do with it, and Timber.
Bracolisk.
Thank you everyone for sticking with us as we we'll be fighting the Brackenlisk next week. We love you all. Thanks for joining us. Check out the Tim and Shannon Power Hour. Check out our Discord. That's right, because it's going to be me and me and Alex playing the roles of Tim and Shannon.
Yeah.
We'll be interviewing Tim.
Tim.
Check out tomorrow at some time in the evening when Alex will be streaming his video game time. If you have some questions for Timber or just want to hang out. Check out our Discord. Hit us up on social media. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.